Geeks. We're your at-home interactive weekly geek con, all blended with wit, sarcasm, and a pub-like atmosphere. We're adults talking about adult topics and using adult language. We laugh and make jokes about almost everything. We don't intend to upset, but some folks have their feelings hurt easily. This is all done in humor in the style of the great offenders such as George Carlin, Red Fox, Lenny Bruce, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, Wanda Sykes, Sam Kinison, George Lopez, Lisa Lampanelli, Chris Rock, and others. So grab your vice of choice, sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy yourself in the company of great people, hot toddies, and guests alike, because here we come.
Put that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and let our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
You ever seen that movie from the 90s, Can't Buy Me Love?
No.
Where he learns to do
Are
like
you talking to me?
African anteater dance or whatever it is. I like to dance like that. That's all I'm saying. Not talking to anybody.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
No what?
Absolutely, and they're on the lawnmower at the end.
Yeah, that's
Can't
right.
buy me a love.
Driving
Nope,
off
that's-
into the sunset. I'm not saying the
Is
movie
that what
wasn't
that
great.
is?
Yeah, mowing off into the sunset. Hey, geez.
It's fabulous. They
yeah.
should come through here.
Here's you. Let me do the intros. We got Half Head Ed tonight.
Hi.
What's your vices tonight?
What up, goddammit? Naomi, Pinot Noir,
Oh.
caramel apple.
Nice. You got to move him slower. Your phone doesn't track as fast as your computer does. So he's doing an update to his computer, everyone. So he'll be jumping machines in a few minutes, well, or hours. It all depends on Windows. Oh. There we go. We all got stuff to hold in front of the camera. Sangria, nice. There you go. Windows suck. Right. Who else am I introducing? I am introducing the one that knows what Windows does in its private time. We have Elizabeth.
Well, hello, how you doing? From way up in New York. I'll tell you, it's a bitter Monday. Hot federal holiday, which means no pay for the pickle lady. But today I will be soothing my grims with a lovely Negro Gato, $10 a gallon.
Sweet. That it comes in a plastic jug?
It's not Naomi, but it'll do the trick. And a lovely sweet tea that I make myself using the British blend, Tetley, and lovely, lovely honey. So cheers.
Nice. I like me a little lovely honey. Hey, Cyrix, how are you? What are your guys' vices tonight? Make sure you drop that in the chat. And last but not least, my personal vice. Here's Andrea.
Oh.
I thought you were last, not me. Anyway, hi.
I'm the least. I come after last.
Cannoli.
I have tea. I have water. I have a cigar and a peanut butter sandwich.
Ooh.
So exciting.
So later, when she's eating it, it'll look like she's talking, but she's actually just trying to get it off the roof of her mouth. Kevin will
Gene
be...
is here drinking sangria.
Yeah. It's and Kevin will be joining us momentarily. By that I mean sometime about the same time Ed's update for Windows is done on his regular computer. Kevin will be wandering in. So it could be 2 minutes. It could be 10 minutes before the end of the show. We don't know.
Could be next week.
It's the wonder of the tavern. Okay, and I'm Travis. Tonight I've got myself some Jamesons. I really need to get a corporate sponsor from Jamesons. I also have Autumn Evening Tobacco tonight, and we're going to start with my chimney, my Savinelli chimney. And it'll be beautiful. beautiful.
Guys, you guys are such enablers. I'm not going to make it through this without taking up smoking again. This is horrible.
Oh no, I'm
Oh.
so sorry. It's a well.
No, you're not.
Don't give in to peer pressure.
Let's see here.
I'll just suck my pickle.
Jonathan says, I survived California with sunburns and bruises. Which, by the way, if it looks like I have a bruise on my forehead, it's just where Andrea kissed me with her dark soul and lipstick.
Don't smoke the baby pickle.
Like the little head.
I'm not inhaling.
We need an opening toast.
We do. You know what?
Yo.
Here's to taking the serious, fucking important topics and discussing them while laughing about this shit all the way through.
You're here.
Cheers.
It's funny, as much as we're passionate about this topic, we don't actually want to fucking talk about it because it should be common sense. But we'll get to
Because there's no talking while you're fucking.
That's right. That's right. They're like, no, Travis, we don't want to hear your voice. Can you stop the breathing too? That would help. Yeah, Mom. So Cyrnix has some cognac tonight. Very good. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm smoking a pipe instead of a cigar is because I have once again recalled and realized people visually tend to enjoy the pipe more than a cigar. It attracts.
Yeah, they
Unless
do.
I'm smoking it.
Yeah, they do.
Let's be clear. Yes, fetishists is what actually I'm talking about. People who are like, we will get people joining in just to watch somebody smoke a pipe.
That's why I'm here.
To smoke a pipe. Woo.
That's what I do.
Oh,
What I gotta do below camera.
yeah, you do.
By the way, here's something
Magnetic.
you can't say nowadays. Andrea, your cleavage is looking great tonight.
I
Yes.
know. Thanks.
Here, here.
Yeah. It's,
Cheers to that.
yeah, good evening all.
Oh, thank
Almost got caught watching Shadow the Vampire, watching later. Okay, sounds good. You can just watch us instead.
I want to.
Yeah?
You're done. I want to talk about a few things.
Go ahead.
Before we start.
Go ahead. Qua?
Okay. Well, like we do on Mondays, and I'll mention it a couple of times, we do have a giveaway for subscribers. You just have to answer. This time, it is a 1936 early Lincoln cent. It's a wheat penny. And this is courtesy of Jersey's in Gloucester, Virginia. We will have a question in the second hour, so stay tuned for that.
During this week in history.
Also,
Go ahead.
yes. Also,
Hey, there's John, the one from Jersey's, who...
hey, John.
Yeah, there we go.
We have shots that you can redeem. You get to every 10 minutes you're watching us. And one of the things you could redeem for is an Ed rant. Well,
Yeah, it is.
with the delay and everything, it's like, what do you want him to rant about?
No, let's be blunt. It's not even the delay. It's that people just think it magically appears.
They
That
don't.
they feel entitled. They don't want to think on their own, etc., etc. So they're like, Ed, dance monkey, now.
Yes. Yeah. So with that being said, I've created the Wheel of Rant. So tonight we have to come up with the rants for the spinning. I have a cat.
Hey, Michael, good
Yeah,
to see
you
you, buddy.
did.
And by the way, Lady
So-
Skipper, here's to you and Jamie. Good to see you guys. Hope the Domino's is delicious. Thanks for taunting us.
Oh,
with
I'm
it.
Domino's.
I know. Anyhow, okay, Wheel of Rant.
So we need some suggestions. Throw them out. I'll place them and then
So, guys, here's what we're looking for. We're looking for rants that are not too specific. For example, if we put phone. Phone is good because he can talk about prices, people on their phones. It's just kind of broad spectrum, but still specific topic. If you mention gun control. It's kind of the same one every time. There's not a new rant. You want to give him something broad spectrum enough, he could pull something
Like guns.
fresh out. Yeah. With guns, that is
Gun control, side alignment, side picture. Hit your fucking target, damn it.
There you go. But that's the rant
Take
he'll
control.
have. But if you put guns, he could bitch about trigger discipline. He could bitch about whatever's going on in the news. He could bitch about that he wants a new gun. It gives him a broader topic to pull from.
I got one.
Limited magazines. Aw, Gene,
I
thank
got
you.
Gun.
Thank you, Gene. So I'm waiting.
So everybody throw out some ideas here. Unless you don't want to, we will totally make this shit up. We're just giving you a chance to put something on the wheel of rant that could be used many
Because
times.
we are interactive.
Wheel of rant. Wheel of rant. Oh, we gotta come
Have
up with
you
the theme
seen-
song.
Have you seen Gorgeous Tiny Chicken Machine Show?
No.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna send you the link. You need to look it up. Just for the wheel of fun. It's fun.
Okay.
All right.
Andrea,
I like
ideas are coming in. Did
Huh?
you write down phone and gun, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, two separate topics, by the way. It's not a phone gun or a gun.
Phone, gun. Alright, we got space.
There's an app for that.
Maybe we could. Yeah. How about like social commentary, and then within that we can take votes or something, or spin a micro version of that.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to have like a triple stack wheel. What the fuck?
It's all about Ed, baby. He's a sexy man. Come on now.
He
Get
needs
some
3
ratings going.
wheels.
He's the flavor of the year. A man with a plan.
The flavor of
And
a
a mighty
lifetime.
Yeah, I thought it was
Wield the rant, baby. Wield it.
Hey, Andrea, maybe we can get you an old rotary phone and you can just assign a different rant to each thing. That way we're using something Ed understands as the wheel of rant. Tick, 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 tick.
Like this.
I have a Victorian phone, but it's not real. It's
Yes,
push
you
button.
John throws in the
Okay.
law.
Oh, say. No, there's nobody here. Gotta go.
law.
All right.
Did you fight it and it win?
Ed.
Well, you guys think about it as we prattle about other stuff. If you throw it out there, if you're throwing it out there in like 20, 30 minutes from now, you come up with an idea and you throw one word, we're going to have no clue what you're talking about. So
I think it's a sketch night for Ed.
Nice. See, this is something else we're going to talk about in just a minute, Elizabeth. So, okay, Cyrenix throws music up there, and then Gene says, who about a bingo caller's cage assign every number a rant?
Ooh. Maybe we could also do the spinning of the wheel, right? And then we could have little, like, not jars, but containers, and then we draw a number, and within that is a little subject.
Oh, and we could also check what phase Jupiter is in, and that could influence by 3 spaces which jar we choose from.
Well, if you want to go fuck yourself, that'd be fine too.
It's been a regular hobby of mine since I hit puberty.
Welcome to New York. Birth Control Central.
How about bingo callers? Got you, Gene. And Ian says,
I'm fucking myself right now.
Yeah, you are.
So Elizabeth also wanted to add something else in for you guys. If you want to throw 100 bits and let Elizabeth, it's for something specific you want her to draw on the board, she will draw to the best of her ability and or interest level what you request. If you throw 100 bits, letting us know that's for her art to be added to the board. Because the bottom line is, if you just throw 100 bits, we're like, thanks! And if later you're like, oh, I wanted that for Bob the Builder to be on the board, we're going to be like, thanks!
And we'll include their name too for an extra 50 bits.
Draw furry, says Mom and I, through 100 bits. There you go.
Furry? Clarify anything?
Furry is basically like a sports mascot, but now they have whole conventions of people dressing up as different anime animals or characters of their own, or sports team mascots. You think the sports team mascots goes and beats up all the other mascots?
Maybe.
Do you like
Maybe.
do you like your wheel there? Oh, okay. And Skipper has thrown 100, but hasn't said anything. So I don't know. You might have a list full of requests. It's going to be like Hollywood Squares on your board there tonight.
That'll be funny.
Dinosaurs.
Of course it's dinosaurs. Come on now.
Oh, I can do a dino. That'd be awesome.
A dino and a furry is a 2-bit paid
A
request.
furry dino.
Well, don't buy
I really don't know what a furry is.
Okay, you ever seen the Philadelphia dodo for the Phillies?
Who you calling?
Okay.
A furry is basically an animal with human characteristics.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
So there's whole conventions of it. Matter of fact, you've probably seen furries running around MarsCon or the other conventions. Just basically somebody in a huge fur suit.
Usually late at night and no children are around.
But they're not always furry. I saw one that was like a dinosaur. A lizard,
You were just
things
old
like that.
and wrinkly, Andrea. Stop mocking.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, the big green thing. I got it.
Okay.
Like my pickle.
That was you at the party, Lady Skipper.
That's like my pickle light. Big, furry, and green.
Jewel would have been a dinosaur furry at our party.
Yeah.
Easily amused, aren't we? Let's see here.
Something like that.
Would it be seen as too mean for me to show up at a fur con dressed as Elmer Fudd with a paintball marker to hunt wabbits?
Oh god, that would be fabulous. You have to video that and say, now to get toasted at Talk of the Tavern.
Talk of the Tavern!
Or else just hold a rabbit furry next to you and to get roasted at Talk of the Tavern.
Duck season.
Rabbit season.
That would be
Furry
great.
season.
I bet you furries would not appreciate that humor, but I would, just to have, like, it's furry season and you go out and with a big net and catch one. This is why I don't have friends.
Wow.
It has begun.
Yes. No, we don't. See, Gina's a furry.
We need... Oh, he'll be back. We need some more rant stuff.
I think he was offended and he left.
Well,
See what you did?
Ed, I want to rant. Is he gone?
He's
Did he
gone.
leave us?
Yeah, he waved at the camera.
Where did
Cynic
everybody
safe.
go?
Furries scare me. I knew a couple and they were very interesting people. To each their own fandoms, though. Yeah, I have quite a few furry friends. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I dress up in my outfits. They could dress up in theirs.
Yeah.
But my friends would understand if I did show up as Elmer Fudd. My friends who are furries would be like, "That's fucking great, Travis."
Like
I don't mind furries. I mind it when I wake up and they're in my bedroom.
You should
Filming me. I got a problem.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know if we're making a joke or telling a true story at this point.
Well, it's better if you don't know.
Camp?
At furry camp.
I remember when I was furry. Now I'm getting bald. Sad.
Wait, do we have an Ed back? There's an Ed back.
Yeah, I'm
And he's fully hooked up now. What?
yeah.
What about Kevin? Have we heard anything from Kevin? Nothing yet. Okay, he'll let us know. As I won't
All
turn
right, Ed, I got a rant for you.
Rant me, baby.
Remember, we talked about it off show last week about the homogenization of language, and that now in schools, if teachers correct students' grammar,
Yeah.
that they're being prejudiced.
Yeah. I can rant about that bullshit for a whole fucking show.
So, what do we call that language?
We should have a whole section like limited thought or politicization of thought or thought control police.
Dumbassery.
Yeah, tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Oh, I have a giant A behind me.
Yeah,
Look at
you do.
Yeah, I do.
And that stands for...
Awesome.
You can just put your hands up like this, and then it'll stand for VA, vagina.
Wow.
That's what he said.
I saw Bob this weekend, guys, by the way.
Where's he been? Where is he?
He's been traveling for work. Yeah.
That's no excuse.
They did
He
deport
came by.
back.
We drank some bourbon.
Nice.
Oh.
Did we get a clarification on the dinosaur yet?
No, just said dinosaur.
No, it's Skipper. You know, he loves just any dinosaurs, platonically, maybe really. I don't know. What? So, Ian says Ed likes Viking types. He can show up with a spear and a magic helmet. And Sarnik says, actually, it's a buck and a quarterstaff. Oh, good times. Hey, we should pimp Andrea's channel real quick, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Andrea, do a
especially if
shout
you want to
out.
show cleavage.
Well, she's going to start broadcasting in June.
June 1st.
June 1st. Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to do that on the 1st. Hold on. Is it a space after SO?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. I am going to start broadcasting because I'm new at it. We're going to see how it goes. So basically, it's going to be. Oh, sorry. Let me turn that on. I hear myself. It's going to be life imitating art. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, but people will watch it.
So the link that just popped up in chat, guys, make sure you follow that channel also. Show it a little bit of love. Throw your bits at Andrea.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You won't be able to throw bits on my channel
Oh, that's true.
until I have like 50 followers and
So yeah,
thank you, Cernix. And I have so much under.
yeah, she's got a
Your time
broadcast for like 7 days in the past 30 days and so many hours and have 50 followers. Then she hits affiliate and you can start throwing bits and all that. So the follows will get her there, and then if she wants, frankly, in 7 days she could be an affiliate.
When you're broadcasting, when you start?
It'll be the 1st.
Friday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Friday. So probably in the afternoon. I'm not sure yet, but it won't be this weekend because I actually have to work. So
It doesn't mean anybody can come in after work and broadcast for an hour. And
we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Depends on how the first take goes. I might be playing Plants vs. Zombies, Sims, or just who the fuck knows.
doing crafts or Googling stuff.
Well, I have all kinds of stuff. What?
Shaving her
Shaving
You
pig.
guys will not be camping, correct?
Oh, yes, I guess we won't because Andrea is working, so we will not be.
I have to work.
Okay.
I will be, unfortunately, at work entertaining families. It's awful, but I will be back that night, so I'll watch the rerun. But I will be available all weekend long.
Oh, so
Gene, who just went bye-bye? Did we lose connection?
oh yeah, we're gone.
Yeah, it came back. Yeah, you had to refresh.
1 second, I'm going to check something. Keep talking.
Oh my god. What did we talk about? He's gone. Okay.
Let's talk about him quick.
So I told them that we were researching, watching him, taking notes. Okay.
Hi, talking
yeah.
Hoey.
Zoe!
Hey, woo! Yeah, The Monster Project, not a bad horror movie. It's got some surprises. It's got some pretty good special effects. A little bit of a shaky cam, but not bad.
Okay, Cernix, I am going to add that. Cernix says add Travis to the rants.
See that. And hello, Toey. In case they didn't acknowledge you yet, I will. Media.
We acknowledged her.
Good, good.
We did.
Oh, look, I created a thing so when we do the winner.
We got a wiener.
Oh.
I'm
Nice.
excited.
So, yeah, I wanted to make sure nobody was using the microwave and actually interfering with the signal.
It's not me, I'm right here.
I know. So, anyhow, I don't know why it went out.
So, what did everybody do for the holiday today?
Oh, yeah, Ned, did you
Well, I
want
know you didn't work, Elizabeth, so...
Ed, did you want to talk about Memorial Day a little?
This week in history.
Okay. Okay. We're about halfway through the first hour, so I guess we could get on to the topic if anybody didn't have anything really cool go on this weekend.
I just hung with Bob.
Is that all? All right.
Solo is good according
Wow.
to Xerix. I was writing something down so we could talk about it on air, but I never apparently wrote it down, so I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I got something.
What you got?
Yeah.
It's kind of an artsy, really cool. Okay, so this weekend, I had to work, and then I had personal life issues from afar I couldn't deal with. Oh, my camera. There we go. And then I had a lot of cleaning to do, a lot of organizing and prepping. And, I'm a screenwriter, so I was a little bitter that I wasn't getting to sit down for the hours at a time that I needed to write. But, I call it my stovetop in the back, like all these different ideas are going. Some are on the front burners, some are on the back burners. And apparently my burners were going all weekend long because I sat down for maybe 20 minutes today. I finally got to sit down and I just solved all these issues and problems within 20 minutes, short time. Got it done.
Nice.
So it was glorious.
Love it when a plan
Happy
comes
Memorial
together.
Day.
We played the first game in our D&D game yesterday with
With our new group.
Daniel Carter, who was on a few weeks ago for the It's Wood episode, and a few other folks. And yeah, in general, it's a good start. It's a good start. We enjoyed it. It's God, that bugs me.
Hey,
Anyhow,
what about you?
I've got the
What?
fan going here for my laptop because my battery has failed, so things aren't quite working the way they should. So I have the fan, a little thing you sit your laptop on that cools it down. And it's apparently a little askew, so because of that, the fan blade wobbles and clicks. And, yeah,
That's what they call it.
they clicking all night long. Okay, so we can move to the actual topic here if we're ready. Did we do anything else this week? Worked out something.
What does the kitty do? I put disco. It doesn't disco.
It did disco. You didn't look quick enough.
It just said hi. All right. I'll
Try it again. Try it again.
No, don't put
You
the
gotta keep your
explanation
eyes
at the
on the
end of it.
pussy.
No explanation point at the end, just in the beginning,
Ah,
or it won't work. That's all.
Ah,
there you go.
There you go.
the lady knows. I can't look.
Yeah.
I can't. I gotta stare.
Straight into the pussy. It also has eat, robber, and pet.
Eat. Robber.
Rower. Rar.
RAWR. Roar.
R-A-W. That's not how you spell roar.
That's how you spell robber.
Now, if I correct you, am I being racist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See? See how you treat my brother?
Let me go get a white pillowcase and respond.
You got to put the pet in front, Gene. So exclamation point pet, and that'll set it off. The
Come on,
exclamation
Mommy.
is
You're right.
Twitch's way of sending a command. So that's the exclamation point is a command, and then you put pet afterwards. There you go.
Yeah.
And it does.
Mhm. I make noises when stroked. So do I.
Me too.
That's right.
That's dirty.
My favorite. I was in the bathroom of my masseuse.
Can you tell us this? Wait a minute. Whoa. Can we talk about this on Twitch?
I can do it. Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there. Save all comments for the end. And the little dryer machine says motion activated, and I just giggling like hell. Like, aren't we all?
Let's see. So yeah, and by the way, each thing has. So if you type disco 3 different times, the cat will say 3 different things. The same way with pet, eat, and rower. There we go.
That's not a word.
It is
is
if you
for the
watch
cat.
Raw Skeleton of Cadaver.
Cadavra,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
right? Or is it an R?
Yeah.
I tried and I have to pay for it. I was
Do
pissed
you?
off.
I have it on DVD. We'll show it to you next time. It's But
Yeah, when are you going to visit?
Annie Mala says, rower.
I just applied for a job with Penguin Publishing.
The villain. She wants to
Oh,
be a
I was going to say
henchman.
the animals?
They need a writer, producer for little videos and such.
Oh no.
That's cool.
Gene ran out
So
of
where is it
sangria.
located at? Will you have to move?
No, it's in New York,
Oh.
Avenue. So yeah.
Oh.
You know,
I
I was just.
said to myself, I think I would have an orgasm every morning when I woke up. So I get to go to a publishing house and go make videos. So I get to read and translate it into script form and then make a video. I would probably orgasm twice in the morning and then once on the subway.
Make sure to
And then
record
once
it.
more in the office when I got hot coffee and no children. Oh.
I can imagine her pressed up against that pole, going, just one more before I get to work. Just one more before I get to work.
People are like, why are you carrying extra underwear?
What's underwear?
Exactly. So, are we going to go into the subject or?
Yes, I'm going to, right after I do this, we missed
Our code word was underwear.
we missed a show this month because of weather. It shut us down, and because of that, our monthly bit goal is way short. And it was the Whose Line Is It Anyway show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done. Okay, so with the topic today, it's consent culture, call-out culture, towing the line. And the concept here is consent culture, I agree with. Thank you, Niall. Consent culture, I agree with, because it's nice to ask somebody before you do something to them, whether it's touch them, date them, have sex with them, etc. It's good to know they're in on the plan. But is there a time where it goes too far, where you can't shake somebody's hand without asking if it's okay to touch them? And I have seen this. I have experienced that moment. Call-out culture, on the other hand. What's the matter, Ed?
Keep talking.
Okay.
I'm digesting.
Oh, thank you, Cernix. And Gene. Gene, appreciate you. Call-out culture, on the other hand, is basically, it's a good idea that when you see something going on, you want to bring attention to it. So it's a great idea, but it's really easy to go way past where you should be, in the sense that, does these things lead to social justice warriors becoming the bullies instead of the defenders? Is this PC gone way too far, or is this the next step in our social evolution as a society? And then we can also talk about microaggressions and where's the line between personal responsibility and victim blaming or being okay being a victim. So that's the concept of tonight's show. What do you think, Ed? You look very thoughtful right now.
Well, you've mentioned this on the show before. You just said ask somebody permission to shake their hand.
Yeah.
And you've even mentioned on the show asking people permission to hug them.
Mm-hmm.
If I gotta ask somebody's permission to shake their hand or hug them, I don't want to do it.
It does take a bit out of the... Now, as for huggers, for years, even before, consent and everything was the big issue on the table, I'd ask my friends once we reached a certain point in our friendship where we're like, hey, maybe we either hug instead of shake a hand. I ask them, are you a hugger? I've always done this. I don't have a problem. That way they're like, nah, I'm not really like, I just don't want to be surrounded by all of you. I get it.
Yes, always.
And Mamina, I've had way too many conventions closed down because of victim blaming. Gene, I agree. I'm with you. And as much as I want to protect people from bad things, it's a scary line.
Here's my problem.
Yes.
You got problems?
Well, my problem with certain things. Okay. Things happen, I understand. I'm all for justice, for having wrongs being righted. But when one person throws out there, hey, I'm a victim, every victim show your hand, it's just keeping the wound open and calling more people to it. Not trying to do justice. It's just creating more issues than talking about the problem. That's my problem. Problem with it. It's not, I don't do it.
Liz, would you like to weigh in here in the beginning?
My problem is with social justice,
Mm-hmm.
with the very idea of this theory that we are so weak and incapable as citizens in our society that I need some unnamed people who have no idea who I am, no idea of anyone, who think they know better than I to, quote unquote, create justice in my life. I think it's a very, very trepidatious step into socialism and communism in which other people decide how I live my life. And I do not like this term. And justice is blind. When you go to a courthouse, her eyes are covered, and there are scales in which society determines justice for wrongdoings. Not people on a panel, not people acknowledging my color or where I'm from. That's my comment.
So, Ed, did you have something to reply to that?
Not to that. We can go on to that, and then I want to respond to some things that have come up on Twitch here. Gene says, well, sometimes you have to ask, Mamma Mia, sometimes you have to ask due to groping. Okay, sweetheart, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm in trouble because I just called you sweetheart in front of social justice warriors. If we ever meet, I am hugging you, and I'm grabbing a handful of it. So if you don't want that to happen, stay out of my presence. Ian says, if I put my hand out to shake and the offer of cordial behavior is refused, I most likely will take the hint. And yeah, exactly. If you put your hand out to shake and
by the way,
don't put theirs out to shake, yeah, so it's like, okay, but I'm going to think, what the fuck's wrong with you? You can't shake my hand. Was that a rant?
Yeah, we can put that.
Yeah.
Just put down social justice warrior. By the way, Ian, if Ed ever meets you, he's not going to shake your hand. He's going to hug you, and he's going to grab a handful. So if you're not okay with that,
Yes,
stay
he
out of
is.
his presence.
Well, we're bros, you know. We got that. So it's
And what's
good.
wrong with if someone goes in for a hug, you put your arms out. No, thank you. Stand up for yourself. Why is everyone so willing to become so weak in life? Just say,
I don't mind if I go to hug somebody and they say no, I'm not a hugger. I'm good. Okay,
say, oh, okay.
Because someday you will be. You just need to get to know me better.
Got in the car. Oh, I'm gonna hug you.
And there's some days where you don't want to be hugged because you just don't want an interaction. And regular people will understand this.
Mm-hmm.
And you communicate this, yes, Andrea?
Oh, yeah.
No. No.
It's just,
Yeah, I wake up to that some days. No. I was sleeping. No.
I think it gets back to the idea of personal accountability or responsibility. You decide on a daily basis who you're going to be and how you feel. And if you don't want to hug, say no. Or you do, you're like, come on in. Okay. Give me some sugar. Let's hear you.
Give me some, baby. Give me some.
I'm a hugger. I love it. But, nowadays people are so snitty. I can't.
they are. And it's horrible.
The police won't let you do it. It's horrible.
And most of the time I'm fine, but because of my car accident, some days I'm just like, don't touch me.
Agreed.
So.
Land of the free. That's your choice. We should allow people to be people. We're not automatons. We're not all exactly the same. It's so interesting that in a culture that's shoving diversity down our throats until we drown, we're not allowing people individual
to be diverse.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you can be diverse within this certain parameter. Other than that, you're a fucker. Which, speaking of that...
Did you get the memo? I missed the memo this last year. I didn't get the memo on diversity.
Yeah. Where are we at now? It shows the thermometer.
Michael makes a good point.
Go ahead.
You want to read it?
Go ahead.
Read it.
You want me to read it? Okay. Here in the grown-up world, you need to be a grown-up and express yourself. If you do not want something, or if you want something, you have to ask for it. If you don't want something, you have to say so. You can't expect other people to read your mind. What a damn concept, really?
That includes a vegan meal or a hug or anything else. If you want it, ask for it. If you don't want it, if you don't want that chicken patty, let them know ahead of time. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I must be too. So,
like when my cat doesn't want me to pet her, she's like, no.
That's true. That's true. Maybe we should all be like cats.
Oh my God, what happened, Jewel? Jewel says, after a recent family drama, I'm saying out loud, the 16-year-old is hugging me. They initiated it. Oh, goodness. I can't even...
Wasn't...
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Travis.
No, go ahead.
Wasn't there something in the news a few years back about a teacher getting in trouble because she hugged like a little 6 or 7-year-old or something?
Was really distraught in the hallway and having a breakdown?
Yeah. I was like, wow, are you kidding me? That's some bullshit.
Oh, Toey, I love you a little bit. Toey says, I used to work in government, and I always made sure I made it onto the diversity committee just to make sure I could subvert things that were truly nonsensical. That's awesome. That's great. And that's something to keep in mind for other people. If we're going to sit here and bitch about this over-policing of behavior, though we agree, a certain structure for the behavior acceptability is good, yeah, get in there where they make the decisions and make sure it doesn't go too crazy.
I once worked for a company. The sexual harassment complaints were so bad, we all had to take sexual harassment training 6 times in 1 year.
Wow, you think you'd be good at it after that much?
I didn't understand because I wasn't an expert at it. So
I get sexual harassed like no other.
But I pronounce it her ass.
her ass.
So let me ask you, it's Ed, in case anybody watching the show doesn't realize, you're black. Elizabeth, Andrea, just in case anybody doesn't realize, you be chicks.
What?
So you're women.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I thought it was a swelling, a rash. In your drawer, you told me earlier. So what about others coming to your defense, going, the black man doesn't want that, or women deserve this? Mixed bag, totally good, totally bad. What are we looking at?
Tired of it, pissed off about it. I'm pissed off about it at this point. I get friends constantly that gotta champion black people. Stop fucking championing me. I can champion myself.
Yeah, you can.
Let me do me. Let me do me.
I thought you didn't want to do that anymore.
You know, I find that today people have so much to say about their offense and so little to say about their intellectual analysis of life in general. You know, let's have a little less, hurtful feelings, a little more discussion. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to say.
Let me ask you this. Elizabeth, can you see the Twitch chat right now?
Yes, I can.
Because of what you just said, do me a favor, read that last comment from Michael there.
It says, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The problem is that sexual harassment is a very real problem, but all this social justice warrior nonsense makes people ignore real problems because they are distracted by microaggressions and other garbage. Well, I'll agree with that. Absolutely.
So, in case anybody doesn't know, a microaggression is something you do unconsciously that is indirectly offensive, such as holding the door open for a woman is insinuating that she's too damn weak to open a door, or she's not your equal, so you usher her in like a lesser citizen.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't agree with that part. I didn't know I was committing to that idiocy.
No.
I yield to...
No, not at all. I'm not saying you did, but that's an example of a microaggression. And that's what we're kind of bullshit on.
I got yelled at for holding the door for an older woman who was having trouble walking. I got yelled at because she's not incapable. She could hold the door herself. I'm like, okay.
Elizabeth, did you have more to say? What do you mean?
It happened to me about a month ago. A young lady walking into a store, and I pause, male or female, I don't care. If I see somebody coming up behind me, I hold the door for them. Okay, my mom will come back and kick my ass if I don't. Okay, and this young lady coming up behind me, oh, you really don't have to do that. I'm capable of opening the door by myself. And I just looked at her and said, well, at least I didn't comment on your legs.
Did she not have any?
I don't know. They were
She had an extra set.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
She was a centaur.
My example is on the trains and buses, they ask you to, give up your seat for an elderly person or a pregnant woman.
Sure.
All right. It's reasonable. Okay. So I'm on the packed, like 6 train coming back. And and you're playing the game of, okay, who looks older than me and how old do I look? And, okay, well, they're younger, so I can stay seated, but they're a little older, are the same age.
I do the same thing.
And a woman got on, a couple, and they were with tennis rackets, and they were lovely. And I said, would you like to sit down? And she said, no, really, I'm all right. And I was getting off at the next stop. So the next stop came, and I stood up to get up, and then she maneuvered to take my seat. And as she moved in, I said, you're making me look bad. Like I didn't offer you my seat. And she laughed and then sat down. But when someone is gracious toward you, accept it. It's not
like that idea.
Grace and civility are a rarity, and it's a compliment to you. It is an acknowledgement that you are a human being and you exist in this world. Say thank you or no thank you and move on.
Realize the intent behind things.
Yes.
And there are lines. If a guy looks at you and goes, "Man, you're hot." Okay, if you're at work, yeah, the intent, it doesn't matter. It's inappropriate in the workspace. Okay, I can go with that. I can accept that. Except this workspace. Talk of the Tavern workspace, that shit's expensive.
This is different.
Yeah, we are.
And Ian says, "I've gotten so pissed about this behavior. I just want to carry the meanest pepper spray I can find and assault the shit out of them."
How do you salt with pepper? No. You get a rolled up newspaper. Like, no.
Rub their face in it.
Yes, exactly. Skipper had to explain it to a social justice warrior this way. "I'm holding the door not because you can't. I do it out of respect, male or female." Exactly.
Male or female, yeah.
And most
People don't understand that.
I have to admit, I messed up and let my inner voice come out one time. I'm a very outdoorsy person, and I left the store one day, and I'm headed to my car, and this woman is headed toward the store. I like it when women dress outdoorsy. She's got her little tank top on, her little short hiking skirt, and her hiking boots, and she was nice looking. And as I walked by, I said out loud, "Yum."
Okay.
And she turned and gave me the look from hell, and then I was like, "Oh shit, did I say that out loud?" And then she just cracked up. She let me off the hook. She just cracked up and she was like, "Yeah, you did. You said that out loud." I was like, "I'm so fucking sorry."
And that's
Okay,
it,
that's
because
funny.
you clarified your intent. Your intent was, wow, you had a moment. And then, you didn't mean to make her uncomfortable, which you clarified, and she's like, "Okay, I get it now. We're good. You're not a dick. You're just a guy with a big mouth."
Yeah.
I've seen her several times in the store since then, and when she passes me, she just cracks up laughing every fucking time.
And hello, Kennedy. Glad to see you. Go on, Elizabeth.
She's a young Ed. And this is because I worry about things on a larger scale, and China isn't worried about diversity. China isn't worried about hurting each other's feelings. China is concerned and focused on overtaking the world in 2025. And we're here as a society becoming obsessed with these piddly little things as we slowly slip farther and farther behind China, behind Korea, behind India. And then we're going to drown in our self-satisfaction of, "Oh, look, aren't we just wonderful?" Yes, and now we've become a third world country and we're no longer number one in the world.
They're coming to get you.
They heard it. SJW police are on their way. There you go. Talking Toey says, "There's 100 bits for your wisdom." There you go.
Tell me what to draw, Toey. Tell me what to draw.
Draw some of your wisdom up there.
Wisdom.
Or your pearl of wisdom.
Oh, I'm wearing underwear. Shush.
It's a whole string of them. And,
Oh, God.
Wait, let me get it. I got it.
Well,
Ed, young. I'm going to write young hugs for Ed.
draw a Chinese microaggression. And by the way, I lost the thought.
Is that a pissed off fortune cookie?
There you go.
A Chinese microaggression would be saying, "You're really good at math," without knowing that they are or not.
Or fortune cookies say you're really good at math.
It's this goes into our content a lot too. Comedians often talk about you have to have wiggle room on social issues to make the joke. And the joke pushes boundaries quite often. And if you're looking to be offended, matter of fact, Brad Williams, the guy we'll have on the 13th.
I was going to say, speaking of.
He did a whole bit on this where he says, we're in a comedy club, and if you come in here and I tell a joke, and you say I'm offended, fuck you. You're not allowed, because you're in a comedy club. And you came in here. You don't have to. Either the answer to a joke is ha ha or no ha ha. There's your choices. You know.
Wow.
This is why I'm excited for him to be on the show, June 13th.
It's a. Oh no!
Oh God! I got to follow his act. Oh man!
It's horrible.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be great.
He's going to be good. But I've seen other comedians discuss this, and we've discussed it on and off air. We should be able to push certain boundaries. Now, there are lines, and we may cross them once in a while, and then step back going, oops,
Hey, Travis.
missed that line. Yes.
It's 5 till.
I know. I guess we got to go into a refill break. Should I?
Do you want to read that joke real quick?
No. I'm terrified. We're doing a thing on social issues, and they're going to put up a racist joke.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with it.
Okay, here.
There you go.
What do... Shit, another message popped up. I lost my plot. My space here. What do you build a Chinese person with?
Blind.
Dental floss.
What are you blind?
Oh, what do you blind... I'm sorry.
And it should be blindfold, by the way.
I can't read.
It's an old joke. See, and it's one of those
Okay,
things.
well, we need a break.
Yeah, let's take a break. We'll be right back. And I'm not offended, but
That's funny.
let's do Elizabeth.
There you.
Oh, everybody.
From here?
Watch the refill break. It's Elizabeth's refill break.
Yeah, we're going to throw up Elizabeth's refill break. Enjoy it, guys.
It's great.
We're not cutting back in early because...
No, you have to watch the whole thing.
Enjoy. We'll be back in 5.
All right.
I'm Elizabeth. And now, for the continuing adventures of the Bus Wanker.
What are we doing? Okay, so who's doing the opening line and the rest join in?
We're getting toasted at Talk of the Tavern. Woo!
Elizabeth from New York, and I'm getting toasted at Talk of the Tavern. Woo, baby! Forget the train. I gotta get home so I can get toasted on Talk of the Tavern.
You're not gonna get the LOL. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna get it. Keep that to know.
I just want to get toasted at Talk of the Tavern.
I don't want nobody paying on the train.
Come on. I just want to get toasted on Talk of the Tavern. Come on.
I'm pinching his butt.
You got toasted at Talk of the Tavern.
He's getting toasted for Talk of the Tavern.
I agree. I agree.
Oh my.
We're all together, and guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna get toasted at Talk of the Tavern.
Yeah, baby.
I was hoping we'd do that in unison.
Talk of the Tavern!
I'm getting toasted at Talk of the Tavern. Crap! Another French press broken. Well, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. stainless steel, baby. And now I'm all ready to get toasted on Talk at the Tavern. Cheers! Look at all the beauty. Just makes me think about getting toasted at Talk at the Tavern. Yeah. Hey, this is Pickle Lady up in New York, and I got toasted on Talk at the Tavern. Cheers! I'm at my school. They're rehearsing, and all I can think about is getting toasted at Talk at the Tavern. Oh!
I'm on the train, all by myself. The car's completely empty. I don't know what to do. Oh my God! What's going on?
So looking forward to getting toasted on Talk at the Tavern.
We're getting toasted at
Talk of the Tavern!
Hey, bienvenidos a la Talk of the Tavern! Hey, getting toasted. Yeah.
This week in history.
Okay, Ed, what happened this week in history? You're muted, buddy.
Shit happened, y'all, and I'll let you know what shit it was when I can find my spot here.
Well,
but in the meantime, Travis, you want to talk about the giveaway?
I do, but I also want to go ahead and acknowledge Kennedy's comment here before we go on so it doesn't get lost. Kennedy said, had a friend, and when he was promoted at a major financial company, HR asked why a minority candidate wasn't considered when the person's first name is Spanish and his last name is Chinese. And Bob has shown up, who's our number one bitch here.
What up, my brother?
Okay, Andrea, tell us about the giveaway.
All right. The giveaway today is an early Lincoln cent 1936 wheat penny donated by Jersey's in Gloucester, Virginia. And the question is, what was the first U.S. coin to have the motto, "In God We Trust"?
Ooh, good question. And by the way, to enter the contest, just throw an answer into the chat and be a subscriber or a Patreon supporter at the $5 level or greater. If you are not a subscriber or a Patreon supporter at the $5 level or greater, then you're not eligible to win. That easy. Okay, repeat the question one more time, then Ed could tell us what went on this week.
What was the first U.S. coin to have the motto, "In God We Trust"?
There we go. Okay, Ed, what happened?
Wow, Bob's eating my wife's brisket. I don't know what to think about that.
Good for her.
Is it bloody? Or is it well done?
Okay, this week in history, May 30th, 1868, General John A. Logan of the Grand Army of the Republic, I don't know why he was in the United States Army, will proclaim the day as Remembrance Day, honoring those that had fallen during the American Civil War. That's the War of Northern Aggression for us that live down here in the South. That honor will continue to be celebrated on that day each year, eventually morphing to what we know today as Memorial Day. And the rest of the history I got is just movie stuff, because I like movie shit.
I have a huge list of upcoming movies, by the way, that I wouldn't mind talking about once you're done.
Okay, sure. Yeah, current events. 29 years ago, Dead Poet Society with Robin Williams was
Great
released.
movie.
Yeah, awesome movie. 36 years ago, Rocky 3 is released. I don't remember which one that was exactly.
Mr. T.
Was that?
Wait, was that part
Okay.
2? No, part 2 was Apollo again, then Mr. T. Yeah.
What was the one where he kicked the Russians' ass?
Part 4. Dolph
Okay.
Lundgren.
So I saw that one in boot camp. So
Cold
25
War
years ago.
equivalent. Sorry.
25 years ago, Super Mario Brothers, the movie that is, was released.
Yeah, it was, with John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins. Oh, thank you, Bob. Here's to you, buddy. And, yeah.
And cannoli.
41 years ago, Smokey and the Bandit was released. You some bitches.
Yep, with, how can I not remember the honeymooner's name?
Jackie Gleason.
Thank you. I went to his house.
Oh.
Yeah, where I lived in Florida. He lived in a neighborhood just a mile or two. And as like a 13-year-old with one or two friends, we went and found his house in the gated community. We snuck in across the golf course, knocked on his door. His wife answered, and we asked, is Jackie Gleason home? We'd like to meet him. And she said, no, he's not here right now. But if you want, I'll have signed pictures left at the gate, and you can pick them up in a couple days. Which we went back, there was none left, but nevertheless, it was very cool.
Okay, cool. 39 years ago, Alien premiered. And 23 years ago, Braveheart premiered. That's all I got.
By the way, Cyrnix says, which one has the robot butler? And, okay, Skipper got it. Roughhead got yours. And I don't know what you mean, which one had the robot butler. That was Jetsons. Jetsons had a robot butler. Or, no, they had a robot maid. And Cyrnix also says, Super Mario Brothers, first video game movie, and I think it's worst too. I think you need to rewatch it with a group of friends while having a drink, because that shit's fun. And Dennis Hopper played King Koopa.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, there was a Rocky movie where Paulie has a robot butler. Don't remember. Not a big Rocky fan, except for the sound.
It's Rocky 25.
Mr. T, wasn't it?
I don't know. And a compliment for Andrea. She is looking great tonight, isn't she?
Yeah, I am hot because it is summer and the air conditioning's not going in here.
There you go.
Yeah, you are.
Well, take off that sweater then, baby, and show us your cannolis.
Oh, that'll be like 500 bits right there.
He threw 500 earlier. Just saying. I just like what I get to see. Bob needs attention, says Elizabeth's break video is going to make my highlight reel tonight. Isn't it a great little video? And I have more coming. Kennedy, I cannot use what you sent me. 2 reasons. First of all, go landscape. Second of all, the second one you did that you said throw away the first one, the second one doesn't mention Talk of the Tavern at all. But I do recommend you send it off to Starbucks because you mentioned them like 3 or 4 times. But I really want a shot of the beaver and the other crossroad.
This is what you do.
There's
you
500.
go over there in landscape. You go over there in landscape. Hold on. And you film it.
Yeah.
And say, get it toasted at Talk of the Tavern on the corner of Beaver and whatever it is.
So, because I want it, but I want it to look good. So, just when you get a chance, don't worry about Starbucks, not too worried about that. Lady Orange is reading us.
Yay!
All right. Thank you.
Orange Crush. Aww.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're awesome.
Lots of love.
Finally got to rate us. We're glad to see you. We're in the middle of This Week in History, so we're actually discussing a lot of movies that came out. Beaver and Broad, that's right. So, there we go.
So film it. Landscape.
There we go. Yeah.
Like your eyes. They're like this. They're not like this. They're like this.
I don't remember a robot butler.
It was probably like, in the 80s they had those little robot things that rolled out with drinks on a tray. It was probably like that. Like, they all looked like that Nintendo
Oh,
thing.
like the little
Is when he
Omnibot thing.
fought Mr. T. Like, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay,
I'm looking it up.
Kennedy was away. Kennedy, I'll explain one more time. You shot the video, and the first one you said get rid of you because it closed up. Do me a favor. The second one you don't mention Talk of the Tavern at all, but you mentioned Starbucks multiple times. Send that one to Starbucks and just do another one right in front of the sign of Broad and Beaver going, I'm getting toasted on Talk of the Tavern.
Landscape.
Landscape.
I got it.
There we go. What do you got? Go make some food. Lady Orange, we totally get it. If you raid and bail, we love the raid anyway. Glad to have you do that. What do you got?
Thank you.
All right, 1985. Rocky Balboa's brother-in-law, Paulie, receives a 6-foot robot as an unexpected and unwanted birthday present from the boxer. What the hell is this? He asks as the robot attempts to serve him birthday cake. It's creepy. It'll keep you company when you're alone. So there you go. 1985, Rocky.
Elizabeth, Bob has a proposition for you. Should I
Oh my.
Says,
Let me prepare myself. All right, let's go.
Okay. We'll donate 300 bits if you say in a sexy voice, licking lollipops. Your call.
Right.
Your call.
Okay. Licking lollipops.
Wow. She'll do anything for money.
Well, almost.
Oh.
Yes, with the double.
Some things she'll do for free.
So
anyone out there, I will dance with the devil to give me a full-time job in New York. Full-time, pay my rent. Anyone out there, any connections, I will do this.
And by the way, for everybody who joined the Orange Crush, please feel free to talk. We are an adult show. We talk about adult topics and have adult humor. If that is not your thing, we love that you rated us, but please feel free to check someplace else out. We're not here to hurt feelings. We just have a knack for it. So, Bob, thank you for that. That 100. Appreciate it, buddy. As Bob takes the wide lead, way above Devnall, who we know.
Yeah, he does.
So, I've got a list here of movies that are due to be released, and as well as be remade in some cases. So, should I start with the ones they're thinking about remaking that are in the works, or should I talk about the ones that actually have release dates?
Let's do thinking about and then go to what's really going to happen.
Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rattle down, just interrupt if you want to talk about one. Little Shop of Horrors, The Fly, White Men Can't Jump. Here's one that I will watch this one. Rambo First Blood is being redone in Bollywood style.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie's Angels looks like it's getting a 3rd installment. Another one I'm excited about. Cannonball Run.
Oh.
Cannibal Run or Cannonball Run?
Either one would make
Cannibal
great.
Run
Take
would
your
be better.
pick. Take your pick.
And
Eating their way across America. Cannibals Run.
Hey, there's your next movie idea.
Thank you, Gene. Here's to you, dear. Appreciate that. Alien Nation. Flash Gordon, who they have the director Matthew Vaughn attached to, who did Kingsman, X-Men Apocalypse, so that could be fun. Nosferatu is being redone. Pet Sematary.
Are they gonna do it a silent film, or are they gonna add
No
words?
idea. No
I
idea.
wonder.
Yeah, I assume it'd be modernized and everything. So, Pet Sematary, Logan's Run, Highlander. Nothing about that. Okay. No, I'm torn on it.
There can be only one.
Yeah. Torn.
Thank you, Skipper. Fantastic Voyage, which I'm looking forward to that being modernized. That will be great. Flight of the Navigator. If anybody remembers that?
Oh, I do. I like that movie.
Cleopatra Jones.
Who was in the original?
I don't remember.
Sounds familiar. Okay.
Ed, do you know? You know what Cleopatra Jones is? It's one of the blaxploitation films from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be like the remakes with like Shaft and all that good stuff.
They need to remake Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. West Side Story, 48 Hours, and I don't even know what this is. Rabid. Why did I write that down? Okay.
Mm.
So now other things that are on the schedule and have release dates. Wonder Woman 2, December of 2019. James Bond number 25. Gemini Man. Artemis Fowl. Good children's series.
Oh, like the book?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've read those. I like them.
Top Gun 2. With Tom.
Oh, they finally got a date for that?
July 19th. Or July 2019 is the release date. Cowboy Ninja Viking. I don't know what it is, but it sounds great. Cowboy Ninja Viking. Aladdin being done as live action. Voyage of Dr. Dolittle. Dumbo with Danny DeVito as the circus ringleader. Chaos Walking. Silver and Black, which is a superhero with Silver Sable and Black Cat. Glass, which is...
You know what?
What?
The one I want to see that's coming out, Incredibles 2.
That does look good. That's this month. Glass, which is Unbreakable, and then there was another one by Shyamalan that just came out, but now they're working on Glass with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. Yeah. And then they're redoing Hellboy, which is January of next year.
Oh.
Couple comments here. Hold on, let me scroll up. I think I lost them. Red Flight of the Navigator and Fantastic Voyage. Toei says, I've seen every one of those stupid movies already. Cyrnix wants more volleyball scenes in Top Gun. Thank you for the bit cheer. That he says, sorry, Elizabeth, had premature bit promise. And Incredibles, according to Cyrix, is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. Yes, Ed?
Somebody mentioned Solo earlier. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just going to wait for that on.
Real quick,
on
good night
DVD.
to Jean. Give her a good night.
Oh, good night, Jean. Have a good night, sweetie.
Solo, people are boycotting Solo, and it's hurting.
Well, and that's what I was just going to bring up. I did read something the other day. It was on track to be the worst release weekend of a Star Wars movie since they start doing the remakes.
Go ahead.
This comes into play with our subject tonight.
By the way, real quick, hello to AJK Nintendo. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Thanks for the follow. Go on. Andrea?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that goes along with our subject tonight, which we'll get back to after history.
We will. It's missed two movies in the getting remade that I'm not too happy about, Clue and Crow. I'll give them a chance. We'll see. But
we'll see.
I'm cautious about both also, but I'm going to sit back and enjoy them if I can. It's and I've had this list for 3 weeks, so I'm glad to get over it. People are boycotting Solo Jewel because they feel Kathleen Kennedy is ruining the Star Wars franchise. I have heard nothing but good things about Solo from those that have seen it. I have not scoured. Yeah, Andrea?
I just want to say, hey, Elizabeth, in the refill break, you can see a furry, which is Lady Skipper dressed as a dinosaur.
Oh, that's right. She was, wasn't she?
There we go.
Fabulous outfit. The best one. Best outfit.
It's but yeah, they bring...
I could keep my hands off her.
She was adorable. And it was so nice to hang out with her for more than 30 seconds at a picnic table in the dark. We'll tell that story some other night.
It only took you 30 seconds?
Well, I might.
We were on a movie shoot together.
Okay.
83.3 million.
Yeah, Cyrnix says Solo was what it needed to be. It's within the correct timeline. It shows the beginnings of the characters that we know. There was some fan service. That's basically what I've heard about the movie in general. Yeah. That it is fun, it is fast, it is witty, it is Star Wars. which is
People are going to bitch either way. I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And the only reason I haven't seen it is because I have a budget and gonna have to pick and choose what I see in the theater at this time. So that's it. I will watch it as soon as I can, which might be 2 weeks from now or might be when it hits DVD. We'll see.
It's interesting. I see both sides. I do have an affinity. The draw about me in Star Wars was the Force. The idea that there's consequences to your actions, and controlling yourself and discipline, and you can have this power. And I loved that as a child. It wasn't quite magic, more spiritual. And now they're getting to where whenever Hollywood tries to control too much the storyline, they get too. Right now, they admittedly are doing the social
justice warrior. Yeah,
they're against men, they're against white men, only women. I mean, it's too much. Let stories be stories. Let stories draw humanity together. That's all.
I think if they just make the movie, they can put all that shit in there if they want to. But if they just made the movie without mentioning that we put all this shit in here on purpose, people probably just watch it and enjoy it and wouldn't think anything of it.
True.
Audiences are smart, though. I agree with you.
No, they're not.
Because they try to do it with the war movies, and there's a big thing in Hollywood right now. They're like, why do they only like war movies where America does well? Well, we don't want to watch people losing.
Because we're good at making war.
It's a tradition. Michael says, too many people have nothing good in their lives, so they have no way to achieve meaning other than tearing down others, be it tearing down movies or tearing down conventions.
Ouch.
It's true, and it's not. This is creeping back into the topic, and I want to finish this week in history before we go too much into that.
Okay. Birthdays.
Birthdays.
Unless
right.
somebody had dead people. Anybody have dead people? I didn't see any that were.
I see dead people.
They were just dead. Okay. Birthdays. May 27th, 1922. Actor Sir Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. Star Wars.
Yeah. May 29th, 1903. Entertainer Bob Hope. He lived to be 100 years old.
He did good.
Wow.
And he's a fine example. That's something else. People watch these movie stars and they go, they're good, clean cut. Go look up some of their stand-up. And I don't know, I think Bob was pretty clean around. But like Buddy Hackett, huge Disney star, filthy stand-up. I love it. So, go on.
May 29th, 1953, composer Danny Elfman. His music appears in a lot of movies. A lot of fucking movies.
It does, and pretty much anything Tim Burton does. Like 3 out of 4 Tim Burton movies have Danny Elfman. And The Simpsons theme, and so many other things that you heard and never even realized.
We watched a Tim Burton movie last night.
We did. We watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aiden had never seen it. I've never enjoyed it. But I put it on because it's kind of one of those...
Yeah, you did.
It's kind of one of those pop culture icon movies that you should see at some point.
Fabulous. When he's in the dark in the desert and it's just those little animated
That's
eyes.
one of my favorite scenes. That and Large Marge.
Tell him Large Marge sent ya.
Lady Skipper, yeah, I did see that Bean passed away this past week. I didn't bring it up because he was just the 4th man on the moon. It's not like he was the first or something.
I do want to point out that obviously going to the moon causes death. Because look how many people who have gone to the moon have died. Yeah.
So people stop going to the moon.
Pee-wee in the
Well,
pet
you
store.
could say the same thing. Look at how many people who have lived have died.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Living
It's
creates
dangerous.
death. We should start killing people so that stops.
Words right out of my mouth.
Wow. May 31st, 1930. Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? Dirty Harry himself, Clint Eastwood. Happy birthday, Clint.
Happy birthday, Clint.
May 31st, 1976. Actor Colin Farrell.
Nice. I like him, but I never remember what he looks like.
And June 1st, 1937, he fits a little bit in tonight's topic, actor Morgan Freeman.
There is Andrea?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I was going to say, yeah, I read that stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
He has accusations of improper behavior going on. Yeah. And I don't want to belittle anybody's pain and troubles, but man, I think if that happened to me, I'd be like, thanks. Appreciate that, man. Talk the whole time, would you?
I did read a little bit of some of that stuff, and one of the women was saying that he did ask permission. He did ask her, "Can I sexually harass you?" And she sarcastically said back, "Go ahead." So it was on, and apparently she didn't really mean it when she said "go ahead," but he did ask permission. So
and she consented. He can't be a mind reader to know you're being sarcastic, unless you're like, "I'm being sarcastic."
JK, LOL.
Yeah.
Are you saying easy reader sexually harass people?
That's what they're saying.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
June 2nd, 1972. We need to get him on the show. Entertainer Wayne Brady.
Yeah, we do. God, Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put it on my list. Andrea also pointed out...
We're working on getting Lisa Lampanelli on here.
Oh.
Because she's actually in our intro stuff where I give, warning, we have this type of humor. And Andrea said, get Lisa Lampanelli. And also, if you like comedians, Andrea would like to see Tig Notaro come on.
Oh, my God.
She's very dry sense of humor. I figured Toei might like that humor. Hey, there's Zero Gaming. Good to see you. Or Gaming TV, sorry.
Hey,
hi.
What up?
Wayne Brady. Go ahead.
I just want to say, hey, Toei, if you like comedy and you have Netflix, check out Tig. It's a new thing. Your comedy. She reminds me of you. I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. It's great.
Who else you got, Ed?
I got 2 personal birthday shout-outs to 2 of the coolest dudes I know. Ronan Chain. That's not really his real name. But anyway. He's in the SCA, and he's Japanese. And it's really cool because he doesn't dress Japanese. But when he goes to SCA events and he sees other people dressed Japanese, he says, "Hey, get out of my garb." And the other guys, they're all Cooper. Happy birthday, guys.
And by the way, happy birthday to Patricia Quinn from Cyrenix. Thank you for that. And then I have a few here. Anybody else have any before I go on? Okay. And we're still watching for Kevin. Kevin should be here any week now.
Yeah.
I want to give a happy birthday to Kimberly Dickinson, Chris Hyren, Carl Kesner of Mysticon, Sean Mills, I believe Andrea knows that guy, Brandy Noir, Dennis Reitmar, Paul Alborough, who's also known as Professor Elemental, and my niece, Cindy Fisher. Happy birthday to all of you.
Happy birthday, y'all!
Okay. So, we ready to go dip our toes back into the topic?
I'll read the question one more time.
Yes.
We did have an answer.
We have 2 people who have thrown answers out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm making, this is what I'm doing. Since we have a Wheel of Rant, I'm going to make it the Wheel of Winners and put all the names there. So we'll spin the wheel in the 3rd hour.
Sit and spin.
Yeah. This is for a 1936 early Lincoln cent wheat penny. And this was donated by Jerseys in Gloucester, Virginia.
Thank you, John.
The question is, what was the first U.S. coin to have the motto, "In God We Trust"?
Now,
Throw your answers out.
To enter, you answer right there in the chat. And if you are a subscriber or a Patreon supporter at the $5 level or greater, you will be entered into the contest. Any answer will do. See, Skipper says birthdays are good for your health. Studies shown that people with more birthdays live longer. I don't know about that. I'd like to see that. Can you cite a link for that, please? And not Wikipedia. I smell bullshit. I'm looking through the other comments now.
Bullshit. That's because they're working on the fields.
That could be. Looking at other comments, seeing if we missed anything here. Cyrenix mentioned Bob Saget, great example. Full House, Americans' Funniest Videos, all clean. His stand-up, filthy. See, Cool Luke was referenced.
So the only people we have with answers are Skipper and Roughhead?
That's what I have at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
And okay, I think we're good here with the comments. It was nothing important that has to be hit right now. Okay.
Spank it, baby. Spank it.
It's. I'll open up with this. This is basically my opinion on, because I'm all for not doing anything when somebody doesn't want it. Absolutely. For calling out the things that are bad, but discussing the actual issue, if not the source of the issue, and addressing it, not shutting people down. And this is what I have to say about that. We must learn to have a conversation where people are allowed to make mistakes with ever-changing terminology. These things stop the conversation because the main point of the conversation is derailed by someone distracting everyone from the true goal of the topic by making people try to solve an issue. The people trying to solve the issue feel shamed and attacked that they would even discuss it, or that they're just wasting their fucking breath because people just want to feel attacked and justified for being angry or defensive, and they don't actually want to solve the issue.
Right.
They just want attention.
Yeah, right. And they get their attention by tearing other people down, and then they're the ones on the shoulders, and we're no longer talking about what we need to fix, correct, address. Sorry, Bob. Just check that belly button for a minute. We'll be back to something you can follow along with.
I just want to say, Bob, I didn't think it was ever too deep. Cannoli.
Kennedy says there's a wacky subset of almost any larger organization that does this. And you're right. You're right. There's always somebody. But if we feed into that instead of pulling it back on topic, and I know Michael, go ahead, Ed.
Expanding a little bit on some of the points you were making, I find today that a number of people that are against bullying have become bullies when it comes to certain issues. They don't mind name calling, but if you name call them, then heaven forbid. It's kind of ironic, really. Sad actually, not ironic. It's just fucking sad.
Yeah. Again, it's pulling from the issue, the topic that people are trying to address. So I'm all for calling out the asshole, but as I was saying, Michael recently, and I'm not going to go into it, experienced this full force in the face, where trying to address something, move on, move forward, take the next step, and was never able to because it was just shut down by people basically standing in front of him, yelling and waving their arms. Not literally, but there you go. It's
I need to respond to something. Fuck you, Bob, but I still love you, bro.
There you go. That works out. There you go. That's why you keep touching his nipples, Bob.
Yeah, it is. I want to make an announcement real quick, and it just went off the slideshow.
Announce, baby.
We are taking submissions for an audio drama. 4 characters, 1 narrator, a pub or bar scene. And there is the slide that should be coming back up. Submissions are due June 30th. Send your submissions to talkathetavern@gmail.com. What am I missing?
It's also in the newsletter. If you guys miss the slide, make sure you are part of the newsletter, or find the link where I posted on Twitter or Facebook and go pull it up. But yeah, and keep it about 20 minutes, I think. Don't give us a 3-hour.
We're going to pick 3. So one scene, but we're going to pick 3, and the ones we pick, we will give you props and, promote you, all that good stuff. So...
Bob, I would,
Wow.
but we're worried about the Twitch stuff. I could take off the shirt and
just take off the cat shirt.
Okay.
And then he'll give you 200 to put it back on. There we go. Take it off. See, now Bob, now it's going to cost you more for him to put it back. You did this to yourself.
Kennedy says, say that again. Some screaming kids in the background here. We do not want to know any more details than what you just posted.
If you...
Andrea?
Oh, I guess about what I was saying. Sign up for the newsletter. Everything's in there. You will only get it once a week. But we are taking audio drama submissions. It is 1 scene, 4 characters, 1 narrator. The scene has to be a pub or a bar. And we would choose 3. Submissions are due June 30th. And check the rotation for the slides because it'll come up with all the information again.
Thank you, Skipper. Appreciate that, buddy. It's I can't get it. The hole's not open.
Luke.
I'm drawing boobies.
Sweet.
Yay!
And it's okay. It's okay. They're mine.
Thank you, Navy Dad. Appreciate that.
I'm sexually harassing myself. Is that possible?
Did you
consent?
Did you ask permission first?
I just did it, but yet I'm intoxicated by it. So what am I gonna...
Well, you can regret it tomorrow and give yourself a firm
For all the
talking
new
to.
viewers, welcome to the tavern.
There you go.
I may hate myself in the morning, but I'm going to draw myself tonight.
I think everybody who came with the Orange Crush has probably wandered off at this point in time. It's
They said those fuckers are crazy, and then yeah, they got out of here.
I hope they crawled off. I hope they're having such a good time they could only stumble and crawl.
It could be. It's it looks like there's a couple still here. If the list is accurate, glad to have you guys sticking around. It's
Naomi.
Naomi. Oh yeah, Naomi.
You did say sticking around, didn't you?
Yeah, it sounded like
Okay,
sticking
all right.
around, but
Okay. All right.
Whatever.
Oh no, girl! Tell me you're not. No.
It's
no.
all they had at 7-Eleven.
What is it?
Oh.
What do you see?
Hold it up there again.
I'm so disappointed in you. Damn it.
Wow.
It has come to this. Oh, you don't want to see the one that's worse is still in the fridge.
I've been triggered.
Okay, people, we have to fix this. Below our video is a wish list for Elizabeth. Please send her decent alcohol. Don't let her drink that anymore. We have to fix this.
Yeah.
No, don't worry about that. If anyone knows anyone in New York, or if anyone knows anyone in the industry who might be looking for a horror script, let us know. Help me get a job. Help me afford New York, and help me make money so I can sponsor Talk at the Tavern.
And send us liquor.
And liquor. I don't even know her.
There's a few comments. Andrea, do you want to address the comments?
No, she doesn't.
Address, not
for
undress.
Bob?
Well, there's Bob and Kennedy.
Okay. All right. It says, Bob says, Elizabeth, give me a call. I have a high rating for sexual harassment. Good for you. He also needs a cannoli. Cannoli.
Wait, let's do it together. One, two, three.
Cannoli. I think we short each other out. And Roughhead asks, is Elizabeth in Gotham? Yes, because she is really Batman. Do not tell anyone.
Sorry.
Thank you, Skipper.
Yeah, appreciate that, Skipper.
Jackson Heights, Roughhead. Jackson Heights, Queens.
Also, letting everyone know we have a wheel of rant for Ed. So if you...
We need broad spectrum rant topics, so when people ask him to rant and don't give something, we'll just spin the wheel and give him the topic.
Yes. We have...
Children.
Oh, you could probably...
a couple of subjects.
Put that down,
You want children up there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We could do children and family as one. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't do the children. That's
Don't
illegal.
touch children.
What was it that happened at school? Elizabeth?
I have no idea what you're
Okay,
talking
very
about.
good. Moving on. Never happened.
Kennedy asked, are you working on a horror script?
I'm marketing one, and I'm working on a second.
So there you go.
Kennedy works in Manhattan.
I got one for sale. Just waiting for the copyright to get through.
There you go, and there has been an Ed rant redeemed.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this down, and then we will spin the wheel.
Skipper, do you have a topic, or do I got to do one of these damn things?
Do it.
We're gonna spin the wheel. Hold on. I gotta change the camera.
All right, change the camera.
I'm very excited for this.
Oh, wait, let me do
I
that.
spent a whole 5 minutes making it. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on.
All right. Do we need the wheel music?
We will.
We
It's
will.
popping up. There we go. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, wheel music.
And
It looks like Laws is the winner.
Laws?
Laws, yes.
Laws? What the fuck are laws? Laws? Break that shit. I'm a black man. What the fuck do I know about any goddamn laws?
There we go.
All right.
Kennedy asks, is Elizabeth a member of Horror Writers Association in New York City? I am not, but I know some of them.
oh. Is that on the internet?
Roughhead, drop
Can you send the
Elizabeth,
information for it?
drop Elizabeth a line, whether Facebook or whatever. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, if you go... Are you still on Twitch, Elizabeth?
I am.
If you click on Tall Sally, you can whisper, which is a message straight to her.
Hey. Oh, where the hell's Kevin? He's going to show up just for the third hour, isn't he?
I'm not wearing any underwear on my cannoli.
Cannoli.
I'm wearing free pairs.
Bob, my brother, he just said, preach it, Ed. I'm going to tell on him, okay? Before he showed up, I was telling everybody, Bob, that we had supper together the other day. That's how I got some of my wife's brisket, by the way. It was good. We shared it. Bob is 0.04% Western African, as he lets us know. So he is my brother. But I almost took his brother card away the other day because ever since seeing Black Panther, he's decided he wants to change his name to Chinchilla. So when he showed up at the door, shook his hand, did the soul brother handshake, he missed this part of it. I was so fucking disappointed. I almost took his brother card away.
Nice. Did he at least say Wakanda forever?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, there's something. No, Des. People have given bits for us to take off articles of clothing. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Notice I'm still fully dressed, and I'm the nudist here.
There you are.
Maybe Bob's seen enough of that. Or he's intimidated.
No, he wouldn't get in the hot tub. He's afraid to make ass soup.
You have a hot tub?
Yeah.
It does.
I'll be right over.
I was just saying, how cool would it be to watch something like Lost Skeleton of Cadavra in the hot tub with Ed, have a cigar and a scotch, just with 5 or 6 people around laughing.
We can do that. Yeah, we can do that. We're going to
So
do
when
that.
are you going to come visit Elizabeth? We'll drive over to Ed's.
I tell you what, man, a hot tub. I've been in them in the winter when they're boiling hot and it's snowing
And it's
outside.
snowing.
And in
Oh,
the
it's the greatest
summer,
fucking
it's
thing in the world.
cold. And, oh, fuck, it's amazing. God bless you, Ed. No wonder you and your wife are so happy. Hot tub, canned goods, camping. Lots of drinking, baby.
Okay. Bob says, Ed has hot tub time machine, ass soup version.
Kennedy also said he picked up a Black Panther keychain turned into a kilt pin. Is that cultural appropriation? Yes, I'm sure the Marvel culture is horribly offended that you bought
That was cool, actually.
And Des says I have reverb. Is anybody else hearing reverb from me? Because I can check settings. I think it's because I'm coming through Elizabeth's speakers and bouncing back, but I could be wrong.
You're coming through Elizabeth Swan?
That's what they call it now.
We weren't supposed to talk about that.
These kids and these new terms, I just can't keep up with it.
I have reverb. Maybe I have two microphones.
Hang on. Let me try this. Is that better?
I don't know. Give me a second. I'm checking something here too. It's let's try.
Only the audience can tell.
Let's see. Can you still hear me without the reverb now? Okay, so
I forgot to turn down my mic. I'm sorry.
Am I okay? No, it might not have been you.
It says you got it.
It basically, there was two audio inputs going on, so it was doubling my stream, my vocal stream. You want to?
Yeah. Redeemed a dad joke.
Okay, hold on. Let me put this down. And by the way,
everyone says it's better. So
thank you. I'm going to be reading a dad joke out of this book that I wrote, 201 of the Worst Dad Jokes. You're welcome. Under my pen name, Ada Dickey. And let's see here. I went to the doctor today, and he told me I had a type A blood, but it was a type O.
Oh, it's fucking horrible. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You is what you is.
Yes, Des, I definitely always want to know if it's bad sound so I can fix it up. Thank you, buddy. Kennedy says, am I a two input? I'm going to stick with king of a guy instead of kind of a guy. Some days I am. But overstimulation can be bad also. So make sure you ask consent and don't victim blame.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, you are.
Rawr. She's playing with her kitty again.
I gotta draw the pussy.
Fort Llama. That sounds like a place.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, if you mouse over, it'll tell you what the name of the icon is. It's Fort Llama. I don't know where it's
Llamas
from.
are awesome. Probably Fortnite.
Oh,
llama.
You know what else we got now? We've got these. I created new icons for the higher subscription thing. So now there are. There's a mustache and a brandy glass included. So here.
Yay! So when you subscribe, go ahead and throw those out.
Yeah, it's and those depending, if you go the $5, $10, or $25, you'll get the different ones as you go up. Let's just do this.
I have to say, I'm a little worried about our wanker. I don't know where he is.
Me too. He'll show up soon.
Who knows? He probably went home and fell asleep.
He's probably on the bus doing the loop or on the lift. And the Uber driver won't wake him up because he gets more money. So
He's just driving around the block. Well, at least he'll be well rested when he gets in here on the show. I love that the tip jar is almost full. I get so excited by that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like 2/3 to 3/4 full. Oh. Okay, so let's see here. Do we all agree that we do need to have permission before we do things to others. Is that reasonable and logical?
No.
Depending on what it is. You do not need permission to go on my wish list and send me stuff. Link is below the video.
Some permission is implied. When I offer my hand for a handshake, that is an offering of congeniality. Whether or not you accept it is an acknowledgement or denial.
Dez is going to splash it, ain't he?
Oh.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
Thank you, Dez. It's But okay, so.
Oh, it's getting everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
My wife and I had, when the story broke about Morgan Freeman the other day, my wife and I had a little conversation about this because she is pretty much a no-nonsense person. And I asked her, I was like, what the fuck ever happened back in the day where if you said something inappropriate to a woman or you touched her, you got the shit knocked out of you. Mm. And if it was a sister, you got some head action and some words following that too, you know? Why don't we just go back to that?
Oh, I'll still, when someone, because at work, some people think they can, like, touch me at my work and put their arm around me. That's a no.
Welcome
you will
back,
get
New
punched in the gut.
With food.
Well, and
what are we eating?
What do you got with the orange? I love her little TwitchCon 2017 icon. It's oh, I'm sorry, lady. I should have done this for you, Miss Orange.
Did you bring enough to share?
There you go, guys. And by the way, who was it? It was John asked for the link to the Kickstarter. I haven't posted that or even mentioned that because I feel like you guys support me enough.
I'm doing it.
And I just hate to keep on. What is a soy rizo taco? I don't know what that is. I know what a taco is. Oh, by the way, my son was playing Fortnite. And his two friends joined him. One was something like Crazy Taco, and the other one was Hot Sauce. And they each had numbers after their names. And I'm giggling behind him because he's playing with teenage boys, like a 10-year-old and another 15-year-old. And I'm like, I don't think they know what that means. Non-meat chorizo. Gotcha. Sounds good.
Desmond said in response to what I said, some people don't condone violence. And I got a little story about that because when I was 12 years old, I was visiting my great aunt in Washington, D.C. My mom's side of the family, they're some crazy motherfuckers. They really are. They're crazy motherfuckers. And there was a little girl there. I say little girl. She was probably 18, 19. And there was this dude there. They're all partying. They're drinking. You know how black folks are when we get to partying and drinking, right? Oh, yeah. But he kept pinching this little girl, and my great aunt told him to stop. And I go on, I'm talking to my mom about something, and my mom and I look around, and my great aunt has a 38 snub nose pressed up against his temple, and she's like, motherfucker, didn't I tell you to stop pinching her? You know what? He didn't pinch her no more. And he stayed and partied with him the rest of the day, too. I'm just saying.
There is a gracious way, like your story about the girl at the campground, to back down and go, oops, my bad. I'm going to behave now. And then the people are like, we do it on the show all the time. When we have a troll appear and they say something stupid in chat and I throw something back at them. Well, if they play with us, they stay. And we have a couple that have stayed and subscribed. Bob would be considered a troll in some people's things here. That's Navy Dad, by the way, Orange. But he's our troll, and he keeps it. You should be more careful than new gun. Ian got distracted by a new gun. Yeah, Kennedy, exactly. We're going to harass you. You're going to harass us. But, we do it, and we all have a good time. And that's a big difference between just being a dick. And if you do come in a dick and we play back with you and you play well in return, we welcome you back. It's all good.
But see that, if I may respond to Ed's story, that is our job as a community, society group, family, friends, we're the barometer of behavior, and we establish what's acceptable and what's not. And, you know, that was deemed unacceptable. And it took a barrel of a gun to make it. I don't have a problem with it.
Don't do that.
Bring back those days, man. Bring them back.
Yeah, and, you know, nowadays, nobody wants to do that. Oh, don't get involved. Don't get involved. I can't tell you how many times I've seen well, she's dead now, Polish grandmother slap someone else's child for misbehaving. You'd never see that now. You know, now children are running around rampant, doing whatever the hell they want, and nobody says anything.
No.
I long for those days. You could just smack a child.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember effing up when I was a kid in the neighborhood. I get a beating from whoever caught me and a second beating when I got home.
That's right. That's right.
Takes a village.
Takes a village to beat a child.
Speaking of a village, we're going to go into a refill break here. And you guys can watch that while we go top off our drinks and whatnot. So we'll be right back.
Sit right back and relax, or get up and get a drink and refill what you have, while the cast and cohorts and co-hosts of Talk of the Tavern do the same. And here's the testimony of some of the great people we've had on Talk of the Tavern or previously on Sounds of Steam. Enjoy.
This is Gail Carragher, author of The Finishing School and the Custard Protocol series, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Aiden Sivart, Steampunk Indiana Jones.
Hey, this is Scott.
This is Samantha.
And we're Frenchie and the Punk.
I'm Karen Kay, also known as the Fairy Lady and editor of Fae Magazine, and also founder of Fairy Events.
This is K.W. Jeter, author of Infernal Devices and Fiendish Schemes.
Kircher here. I played Bifur in the Hobbit trilogy, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Trevor Crafts, executive producer and creator of Lantern City.
This is Lord Bobbins of TeslaCon. Huzzah!
Steampunk Funk Bizarre here, Lord Monty, right in front of your radio.
Hello, this is Professor Elemental. When I'm not taking a bath in gin or trying to invent a new kind of badger, I'm listening. Oh, yes.
This is Stephen Davis of Raising Steam UK, 2-day steampunk festival in Reading. Enjoy.
I'm Thomas Williford of Brute Force Studios, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Commander Bob of Victor Sierra.
Je suis la légendaire princesse convertie de Victor Sierra.
Hi, my name is Sarah from Valentine Wolf.
Hey, this is Braxton from Valentine Wolf.
This is Aileen the Peacemaker, the founding editor of Beyond Victoriana, the multicultural steampunk blog.
Hey, this is Joseph C.R. Vortek, otherwise known as Electro Swing Neo Vintage DJ Vortek, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern. I hope you come out of it in one piece. I'm not sure I did.
And don't forget about our other shows during the week. Tunesday, Middle Age Gamers on Wednesday, and Virtual International Pub VIP on Thursdays. Make sure you join us there, 1 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m.
Hi, my name is Ashley Rogers. I'm the organizer of the Copper Claw.
This is Calamity Dawn, mixologist of Airship Passepartout.
This is Commodore Lorpicar of Lost Saints Curiosities.
This is Jimmy Diggs of the Crypto Historians, reminding you that the future is in your hands.
This is Gabrielle Reel.
Hi, this is D. Clarence Snyder, writer of the Bright Future series, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern.
This is Professor Marcus O'Bannon, the Chief Scientific Investigator for the Crypto Historians.
This is Lady Gatita of Nerdvana.
Hey, this is Angie Velo from Ghostfire.
This is Hannah Titania, Queen of the Fairies.
This is Jeff Platt of Highland Steamworks.
This is Danielle Ackley McPhail, co-author of Baba Ali and the Clockwork Gin, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern Radio.
Hi, this is John R. White, author of The Tales of the Airship Neverland.
This is Catherine Gleason, author of Anatomy of Steampunk, The Fashion of Victorian Futurism.
This is opera singer Katie Cat.
This is Keith Prusak of Bad September.
This is Captain James Barrington of the mighty Claxton.
This is Emily Leverett, and I'm the editor of Big Bad and Anthology of Evil, Volumes 1 and 2, and you are listening to Talk of the Tavern.
Hola Radio Escuchas, les habla Lady Smoke de Sociedad de Steampunk Argentina y Sindicato Dieselpunk.
This is Melanie Grace with Live Steamy.
We are Warren and Betsy Talbot of MarriedWithLuggage.com.
This is Christopher Meeker, author of Hawthorne, Chronicles of the Brass Hand.
This is Mickey Wonderland, steampunk fairy princess of Wonderland with a fresh cup of Mad Hatter tea.
Hi, this is Margaret McGraw, author of the prompt writing blog writerspark.com, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
Hello, this is Mishkin from Bird Eats Baby.
This is Nim Derringer of Airship Hypatia.
This is Painless Parker.
This is Persephone Burroughs Dimebagger, co-captain of the Airship Hypatia.
This is Psyche of Psyche Corporation.
Ahoy, me darlings. This is Misty Massey, author of Mad Kestrel, and you're listening to Talk of the Tavern.
I'm Ellie Ann from Steampunk Homes, author of Slice of Life and The Silver Sickle. Hope you enjoy the show.
This is Captain Jared Cornwall of the Melanie Rose.
Hi, this is Lisa Luminos with Tinker the Web Series.
This is Travis Fessler, the steam-powered circus freak from the Pickled Brothers Circus.
This is Scott Norman of The Wars of Other Men.
I'm Mr. Cat of the Cat in Black Art, and you are listening to...
Time for the roll call for our late-night, inappropriate, slightly intoxicated, and very naughty music hour. This is where the faint of heart swoon, parents put children to bed, and things heat up and get steamy. So pour another drink and strap yourself in. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Okay, everyone, welcome to the third hour. It is the third hour roll call. Drop a hello or what you're drinking or something into the chat box. Let us know you're still with us. I do want to address a couple of things, like some comments. Talking Toey said, my dad stuffed a misbehaving kid into a trash can one time. Bob says, Ed, I like your aunt. Is she available for childcare?
No, she's dead.
Well, that's creepy. John says, in the Bronx, the corner cop would threaten to take you home. Michael says, but the difference between Ed's story and the unrelenting campaign of destruction in New Jersey is it was a clear objective. Stop doing this thing and we're good. In New Jersey, it was a matter of you're going down because we decided you're going down. And Dez is drinking the water as normal. Good for you, man. Good. It's,
Okay.
And,
I just want to give the question one more time before we do a winner.
yeah, we'll do a winner in about a half hour, so make sure you enter if you're a subscriber or support on Patreon at the $5 above mark.
You don't have to have the right answer. You just have to give an answer.
Don't you want free shit?
What was the first U.S. coin to have the motto, In God We Trust? That is our question.
Are we closing out the topic or continuing on the topic?
What are we up for? What do we want to do? Do you want to...
I just had, if we're closing, I just had one last thing. So.
My answer is blue. Des, you got it. We've added you onto the list. It's very easy, people. You don't have to think. You just got to be paying us money. By the way, Andrea, here's the shorter link. I just threw it into the chat there. That's the shorter link. Okay, Ed, what do you got?
I was thinking the other day, being Memorial Day and everything, I think about my time in the service. And I was thinking about being in the service and all the differences between us. I mean, we were country boys, city boys, black, white, red, yellow, Jews, Gentiles, whatever religion, high school graduates, college graduates. You get the picture, just differences. All of us in the military together, we just, all these fucking differences. We gave each other shit about it all the time. But at the end of it all, we were brothers. And we had each other's back, and we would have given our lives for each other. And I think if we all practice that and forgot about all the bullshit all the time and being upset when somebody said something, how great the fucking world would be, man.
Can we play the dozens again? Can we do that again, please? Does anybody remember playing the dozens? Ed, you remember this? You know what I'm talking about?
Never played the dozens.
Okay. Anybody know what it is? Okay. Back in the day, 70s, 80s, probably earlier than that, and it was primarily a black cultural thing. Basically, it was a put-down contest. You would go back and forth and insult each other.
Yes,
And it was
we
called,
played the dozens.
Yeah, it's called Playing the Dozens. Go watch some Red Fox. Go watch some Richard Pryor. You're probably going to hear commentary about this. Maybe even Eddie Murphy.
And it was always good as long as they didn't say anything about your mama.
Right. Which is why I didn't play the dozens, because I knew their mother, and she wasn't good either. Anyhow. Roughhead, by the way, said a few of my friends who are black have spoken of the clothes iron cord, which is why I had to put in the other earphone. And Ian asked if I'm shopping for groceries and my tube top, is permission automatically implied? Ian, the answer is no, unless if it's one of us. Then yes.
Then yes.
Because we know.
Yum.
It's, So, anybody else have some closing thoughts on the topic?
No.
Well, as a woman, you can always say no. Even at the very last minute, you could say we're done here, and it's no. But as a citizen of the world, when you're out in public, it's up to you to determine what you like and what you don't like. It's not up to society to bend over backwards to meet every single one of your needs. That's my comment.
There is a certain amount of implied politeness and whatnot in the external society. Within your internal society, you get to make your rules, as we do here on Talk of the Tavern. And yes,
we have rules.
We do, and you've made them. By the way, with your thing earlier, it's part of the reason that we're friends is because of that attitude that you mentioned that the military has, where you can go back and forth, you can mock each other, you can tease, you can harass, but at the end of the day, you're still there for each other. Uh-oh, Andrea disappeared. Ian's still here, drinking cold coffee.
Cold coffee.
Even as a teenage boy, unless the girl specifically said, yes, I would not move forward. It's just in my nature to know I'm with somebody, because frankly, if you don't want me there, I don't want to be there. And it's not that hard to have somebody says, yeah, I want this, let's do this. As for CallOut, if something bad is going on, absolutely bring it to the attention, but don't look to solve the issue. And don't shut down a conversation because somebody uses different words than you, and suddenly that's the issue, is they use the wrong word. That's stupidity, and it makes us go backwards, not forwards.
Exactly.
Little fucking common sense, and this isn't even a conversation. Sorry, Elizabeth, what?
No, I just one more thing. You know, and like Ed, you know, I sit around and think about things, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll bring it around. You know, as a woman, I like to think about things like, well, how many other countries?
Night, Kennedy.
Sorry, Elizabeth, go on.
How many other countries would I be willing to live in that would share the same freedoms that I do in America? And, you know, maybe Canada, Germany, Austria, and I go down the list in Australia. I get to maybe a dozen. I think 13 is the max, and that's it. And the rest do not value women's opinion, do not value women, and it's acceptable to beat, rape, kill, whatever, enslave women. And I think we're playing a dangerous game when we have the all-encompassing diversity, every culture is equal, and we should just, everything is the same. It's not the same, and there are standards that need to be held and fought for and believed in. And I personally, as a woman, believe I should have the freedom to not marry if I don't want to be educated, to drive, and have my clitoris. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'm all for women with clitorises. Clitori.
It's fun to play with.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing now, speaking of, where it should be okay to say, no, I don't want kids.
Bob, that's such a horrible joke.
Oh.
But it's funny. Bob says, Elizabeth, I will let you walk behind me in a burqa anytime.
Ain't gonna happen, Bob. They do that in my neighborhood. And then the man turns and glares at this person he's sharing his life with as if he wants to kill her. It's indescribable. It's indescribable. And I'll say this again. I made a comment, just silly comment on Facebook, and someone immediately jumped on my comment. And I made a statement about living in Queens and things I see on a daily basis. And this person jumped on my comment, who does not live in Queens, who does not even live in the state, as if I were being racist and I was merely stating the fact of what I see on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are.
Andrea, you were saying.
No, go ahead, Ed.
Truth be told, Elizabeth, Bob would be happy to walk behind you with him wearing a burger too, I'm sure. So.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Any
Keep throwing bits, it might happen.
Andrea, did you want to finish your thought?
Well, in the society where you need to stand up for yourself and quit, succumbing to the pressures and then bitching about it later. I see it a lot with marriage and kids. You don't have to. You can say no, but don't do it because you're pressured into it and then bitch about it. Just say no.
Yeah, don't get married, don't have kids, just say no.
Yeah.
By the way,
T-shirt.
A Roughhead says, I was once dating a girl in my late teens, early 20s, and she was a virgin and she wanted me to take more initiative than I was willing to. I needed to hear that she wanted to do it, but she kind of wanted to do it and then still feel that she hadn't really done it. Yeah. Yeah, I've encountered that too, and then it doesn't happen. Because I'm not going to cross somebody's line if they're not all in. I'm not going all in. I'm not even going just a tip. Ian says, remembering my fallen brothers in the Guard, Sergeant Thomas Harris and Sergeant Dave Anthony, taken too soon. Here's to your brothers, Ian.
Aww.
So, yeah, this is not a hard goddamn topic. That's all there is to it. It's a little, Des, I realize common sense is not common anymore, but good night, Kennedy.
It's not allowed to be.
Good night, Kennedy.
It's not really allowed to be.
No, it's not.
We're encouraging free thinking. That's all there is to this. What were you saying, Ed?
Expanding on and I wanted to do this again tonight. I know I do it every year on Memorial Day. A guy that I served with, I have no words to describe how great I think this man is. I have no words to describe how I feel about him. Sergeant First Class Henry Paul Miller. He was my own platoon sergeant, National Guard, Vietnam vet. Ultimately, he survived Vietnam, but it still killed him. He died from Agent Orange poisoning at 52 years old. I'd like to toast to him, Henry Paul Miller.
Here's to Henry. And I can only hope to one day have people say such things about me. There is, to me, nothing more touching than Ed or Ian or any of these people remembering somebody who is gone fondly. That is better than any tombstone out there.
Hear, hear.
There you go. Oh. Well, I guess we're through the topic. We could stop talking about that. That was such a mixed bag topic with, I wanted to talk about it, but it is a case.
You were afraid of creating some ass hurt?
A little bit, yeah, because I don't like to hurt people's feelings, but I am all about personal responsibility. I told my son, here we go back on topic, I asked my son, let's say you rode your very cool bicycle into a kind of bad neighborhood. Some other kid yelled something at you, yelled something back, how crappy their bike is. Then you lean it against the railing, go into your buddy's house to use the bathroom. You're out 3 minutes later and somebody stole your bike. Whose fault is it? My son says, both theirs and mine. And I'm like, that's a good answer. Because you could have definitely done things, like first, not go to a bad neighborhood. Second, not draw attention to yourself and your bike. Third, lock your fucking bike up.
Yeah.
And this goes the same for, is it right your bike was stolen? No, absolutely. That person is to blame for stealing the bike, but you could have been a little smarter.
Well, like the people who post their every move on social media and their house gets robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is a true story because they posted it later on social media that their house got robbed while they were gone.
What the hell?
It's This is
Go
ahead.
I heard an actress comment on the Harvey Weinstein, and I can't remember who it was, but the women that were going to his hotel room, and she said, what happened to him is not justified and it's wrong, but who in their right mind goes to a man's hotel room by themselves, assuming it's a business meeting? Are you crazy? Where's your common sense? And I have to agree with that in some ways. I've been in a chaperone with friends who had a first blind date, and they gave me the call sign. I leave or I stay. You have to watch out. The world's a dangerous place, and I yield to Ed.
Well, expanding on what you just said, Mike Tyson, okay, the chick that accused him of raping her at the party earlier in the evening, he told her, and she said this, he told her point blank, I want to fuck you. And then she shows up at his hotel room 2:00 in the morning in a negligee and a bottle of wine. I don't want to victim shame, but what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
That's right. You did not do your part to make the situation better.
Andrew, yeah, go ahead.
I'll say we have comments here.
Uh-oh.
Well, Max John says, I think the problem with the topic is everyone is of the same mind.
Well, I like to feel our same mind group here is common sense again. I know I keep going back and beating that horse.
Here's the thing. If we bring someone on that is not of the same mind, we'll say the wrong thing and they'll shut it down and there will not be a discussion because we have tried this before.
Yes.
And that has happened. So if we actually want to have a discussion, you have to be choosy about who's here. So there's that.
This is why I didn't actually have a guest on tonight's show, because I needed it to be a reasonable conversation. For all the kids watching, take care of yourself. Don't be stupid.
But you can't protect everyone, and I'm going to say it again and again. The world is dangerous. It has always been a dangerous place. It always will be a dangerous place. There are predators. There are really screwed up people.
Yeah, we're fucked up.
I mean, you grow up and be smart, but horrible stuff happens. It's true.
It's
true.
In a total...
Here's the thing. If you don't take enough care to be responsible for yourself and protect yourself, no one else is going to do that.
That's
so
right.
You need to do that first and foremost.
Are you sure? Because nowadays it sure seems like they want a government to control every little bit of your life. Every single little bit. And protect you.
Here's another thing that relates, but it's a totally different topic. I'm going to mention two things. A year or two ago, there was a kid in Florida that went up to a pond in Florida, and an alligator came out after him. We live in a real world, people. The predators are sometimes not human. Keep this in mind. Educate your children. Whether it's walking down a city street or walking through the woods, there are dangers that are easy to avoid if you're a little bit of situational awareness.
And if you have kids or no kids or anything, kids are not born knowing the dangers. They have to be taught. And if we shut down discussions on how to protect yourself, they're never going to learn.
I'm going to read that. And Michael, to respond to your comment, yes, personal responsibility, but we're not just talking about only women here, but also other cultures, other races. But Navy Dad, Bob, says, I'm a black man in an all-white neighborhood. I need some protection. It was okay a few months ago when I was white, but now being black, I feel isolated and watched. Bob, we've always been watching you.
Yeah, we've been watching you.
Yeah, just as white, you were feeling entitled, so you didn't realize it.
And Max RPG. He's picked someone to play the moron, a little role playing, and we did discuss that pre-show. Elizabeth did mention shall she play devil's advocate, but I think the point of this here, four friends sitting in a bar talking, we want to talk about what we feel, and if somebody listening, watching has a different opinion, throw it up there, and we'll talk about it because. Ultimately, that's what we're seeing. Let's talk about it instead of shutting each other down because I think that's what we feel, in our opinion, we get from the other side.
Social justice warriors, PC people, etc.
Let's just shut it down,
Yes.
Look at generations before us. The problems were still there. But the way they went about it was different. Especially with the descriptions of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, well, I guess it was a big issue, but I don't think it shut down stuff as bad as it does now. I could be wrong. I wasn't then, so.
Go on. No, go on. You're on to something, girl. Go.
Yeah, go on. Just back.
Oh, God. No, damn it.
Do it.
No, I don't understand. People get upset about every little thing and there's no discussions. Times have changed.
No, because
I don't feel like.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say times have changed and it doesn't seem like we've moved forward. We kind of fell back.
Yes, and that's what I feel. I hear the social justice warriors saying we need to do this, we need to do that to move forward, but it's like, are we really moving forward or are we going backwards?
Yep, it's the pendulum. Let's see here. Okay, Michael brings up a very valid point, but I want to read a few things before. Ian, wouldn't locking up my bike in a bad neighborhood be seen as a microaggression? Yeah, absolutely. You're a dick. Zoe says, I thought he meant he was another type of hood, and I was confused. Wrong kind of hood. And then Michael says, the irony is that I'm often accused of silencing when I dare to disagree. This is what we're talking about, guys. As if my mere disagreement is sufficient to silence opposing viewpoints. And that's what a lot of social justice warriors are doing. I think they went into this with good intentions, but then they push it so far.
Well,
go ahead.
I just want to say, okay, now, what a person wears should not get them harassed, sexually harassed or raped. But going out there, walking in the street naked, knowing this could happen, that's not using common sense and taking care of your own safety. Because I see all these women protesting, oh, my clothes don't make me and that shouldn't justify rape. And then they walk around naked. No, it doesn't justify it.
Absolutely not.
But have common sense and protect yourself. Don't put yourself out there like that.
Exactly. Don't walk around just naked. Put your pistol belt on with your gat on your side.
There you go.
And don't get drunk when you're out there like that. And don't start yelling at people.
Whoa, settle down.
Okay, Elizabeth.
Be reasonable here.
I'll drink to your point there.
Well, there's a reason why when they have protests and things, they do it where there are authorities out there to keep the peace, basically. Or if you're going to go out and drink and dress a certain way, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But put things in place to protect yourself.
Desmond, you're so right. You got to make sure your shoes match your gat.
Oh, absolutely. My goodness.
And Toei
says that's the microbrewery aggression.
That's what Elizabeth is drinking right now. That's a microbrewery aggression. The hell's wrong with you?
It is.
That's Popo. That's what that is.
Popo.
Let me respond to microaggression.
Go ahead.
How can I be racist for a thing I don't even know I'm being racist for?
It's because that's what society has ingrained in you. To be racist
I didn't grow up in this society. I grew up in Europe. I grew up in a military environment. I had to learn the first time I ever really learned about racism. I had heard a few stories from military people about the Black National Anthem and things like that, and I thought that can't possibly be true. I learned in college to be taught to be racist.
I'd never heard
right?
Really?
You never heard the Black National Anthem?
Oh.
I didn't know there was one.
Tell earth in heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. It was required learning when I was growing up in my house.
Does Bob know this since he's black?
I'll teach him.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you keep projecting, you keep pushing the attention that way at the end of the finger, you're not looking at your mirror for yourself.
Look back.
That's what it is. That's what it is. They have no argument. They have no answers. They have no intellectual discussion. They just point. They have the magnifying glass out instead of the mirror. There you go.
Do both. Have a balanced view. Look at yourself and others. Oh.
Bob, I am not the man. I am the woman.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, baby.
Michael says, of course, they use words like silencing in order to actually shame and silence anyone who would disagree with them. And it's scary because you're afraid to speak up to help people now.
That's fascism. When you silence speech, that's what they're accusing people of. And they're being the monster they're trying to fight. Or I don't even think they're trying to fight it. I think there's just a huge grab for power right now. And everyone's using all these little words and terminology. And everyone's grabbing for power and money. That's what's happening. No matter who gets hurt.
Follow the money. By the way, you know how they have officially figured out that the Russians did throw Facebook ads up to basically help divide America during the election. And they focused on like gun rights and stuff like this to help divide it. These kind of conversations divide us, folks. No, they're not conversations. Wrong word there. These kind of accusations and attitudes shut down what we need to grow. And I'm not saying the Russians are driving us to this, though that could be a possibility. But the only thing anybody throwing an ad up that can influence or affect us is because it's already there.
That's our own fault.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Look in the mirror, guys. Look in the mirror.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me.
You know, we let politicians play the special interest group game.
Yep.
And that's our own fault. Instead of just saying, get in there, do your job, get us out of debt, you know, keep some jobs here in America so we can pay for our own fucking shit instead of asking the government for help. So that's our own fault.
Bob says.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm a new black guy. A cop followed behind me today. I think he was profiling me. You're probably right, Bob.
He wasn't profiling you, Bob.
Right, Bob.
He wasn't profiling you. He figured out you were a new black guy and he liked your ass.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did.
Junk in your trunk.
Remember Chris Rock's video, how to not get arrested?
Yes.
Turn that shit down.
And let a white guy drive.
Yeah, get a white friend.
I can't read that.
Ed, do you want to read that?
The American Medical Association just published a new finding. White women on video chats should go topless to reduce chance of heart attacks.
No.
Oh my God, is that true? Oh my God,
No, I think that would increase the chance of heart attacks.
There has been a study that looking at boobs lowers blood pressure.
Was that her shirt?
Shit! Got my attention. Steady, boy, steady.
I was poking up from the camera.
Now she can't find her shirt to get it back on.
Look, Ed's got a second microphone. Good times.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
You guys are so love it.
She's completely in shadow.
Oh, wait. La, 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 la.
Wrong color, Travis.
It's
No,
black.
that's his 4% black.
One day. One day.
Are there any more answers to the question before we do a drawing? Because it's almost it's almost time for the drawing. I just can't anymore.
Bam!
Bob added, and all us blacks have huge microphone.
Get to my microphone.
Damn it.
I'm black by broadcast.
Janet.
Okay, should we go ahead? We got 3 entries in. Anybody else want to throw in?
Do it.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Last chance.
In the bottle.
Okay, here we go. Do you want to switch your camera?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Do we need the music? Oh, right.
1 second.
Hold on. I gotta. Alright. Ready?
Ready. Nothing. A crack.
Hard to say there.
Alright.
Yeah.
One more time.
There you go. Des, let us drop us a thing with your address or wherever you want it mailed to, and we will send you your prize. Yay! Here's your Des. Oh wait, let me do this. There we go. It's and Ian says, I want to start using macro aggressions again. I still say that I can fix stupid with enough thunder punches to the head.
I agree.
I want a T-shirt that says macro aggression.
I'll have to make it.
Macro aggressor.
Oh, well, you won, Des.
I'm writing that down, Desmond.
Yes, Des. You
put
won
in
a 1936 early Lincoln cent wheat penny.
Sounds good, Des. And if you want, you can send it straight to Andrea. She'll be the one shipping that out. And thank you for
Yeah,
doing that.
because he doesn't do that.
It's
He forgets.
So, Elizabeth, should I make a macro aggressor shirt and put it in the Talk of the Tavern store?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll think of something.
We'll come up.
When in doubt, macro aggress.
Not Talk of the Tavern.
Okay, since we're talking about stupid shit.
Thank you, Bob.
We would never do that.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about some stupid shit that a friend of ours brought up last week.
Was it Bob?
No, it was this teacher person that we know.
Mm-hmm.
She's an educator, and she said she corrected a student for saying, "I ain't got no homework." And she was told that she could not do that because that is forcing white culture on the student. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? Why can't an educator be a goddamn educator?
No, it was racist.
Oh.
How do you know?
She's allowed to have her opinion. Stop shaming her.
I was so shocked. I researched it, and I understand a company has to do it for the government grants, which is wrong. But here we go in the game. But we're now so overly concerned with, political correctness doesn't exist. Racial profiling doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. We're human. This is all societal theories and bullshit. And people believe it as if it's truth. And that's where we are now. Wow. We want to enslave people to speaking incorrectly, and we don't want a commonality language that we can understand each other. I heard from a co-host on this show whose initial response to the commentary was bullshit.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Remember Ebonics?
Oh my God. I remember Ebonics.
In the 90s, how they wanted to bring it into the schools as a separate dialect.
I just can't imagine coming home from school back in the day and telling my dad, okay, Dad, my fucking teacher is appropriating white culture on me because I said the word ain't. And he would have kicked my ass back to school to get some more education.
And you know what? And I'll say this here, but it's always fucking young white people pulling this shit. All these theories. I don't get it. It makes me drink quite heavily and cause myself liver damage. And the last thing I want to do is drink angry. It's unbelievable. I can't. It's Did you? Okay, okay, and yeah, I don't get me started on that. How about the 30-year-old who was evicted from his parents' base?
Hold that thought. John says, sorry, back. Someone tried to drive through the store. We'd love to hear that story. Toei says, didn't the word ain't come from white English literature so isn't black kid appropriating white culture?
Well, the word slave was regarding white Slavs from Europe. The Romans took the white Slavs and Northern Europeans, so why change that?
Yeah, now let's talk about the 30-year-old that got evicted from his parents' basement or house. I didn't say basement. I'm just putting basement in there.
It was basement, wasn't it?
Whatever. The thing is, the 30-year-old child, the parents had to go to court to get the kid out of the house. No.
He just needs 3 more months.
Yeah.
Nay.
Yeah.
And then he gets offered a job at a restaurant that he'll be perfect for. Did he take the job? It did not say.
And they threw an extra, because the parents went, I think it was $1,100. Here's $1,100.
$1,100.
And he spent
Get the
on
fuck out.
other things. So this restaurant went, we'll give you a job, and we'll give you, one up them, $1,101 for you to take this job to help you get started. Call it a sign-on.
Wow.
Wow, yeah, is right.
Did you see a picture of this?
I watched the video.
I watched the video.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he's single. I'm just shocked.
Well, that's a catch right there.
Well, that was the thing. He couldn't move out right away because of all the depression he was going through of losing custody of his son. And
he's a breeder too.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well, here we go. Gosh, this is a mess. It's a mess. I lived at home. I lived on my own. I went to college, blah, blah, blah. And I came back and lived home for a while. And my family went through a lot of health issues. And, no one else would step up. So I stepped up and helped my parents with their parents and a lot of stuff. And it was a very difficult decision. And, my careers, suffered for it. But, I'm proud I did it. And I was helped a lot with bills and such. Anyway, my point is, when you live at home, when you live with your family, you help out, you pitch in, you help row the boat.
Yeah.
As an adult.
You know, as an adult, as a child even, or as an adult, you do it. Whatever it takes to keep it going. And we did that. We pulled together, and what ended up happening was I felt better about myself, and I grew in a relationship with my parents where we got to know each other as adults.
I get that. I understand that completely. You know, if you're helping one another in some way, dependent, whether it's monetarily, it could be emotionally. Okay, you know, they need you, you need them. I get that. I understand it 100%. But the parents apparently felt like they didn't need him no more.
Right. My brother.
Well, he did nothing. He didn't make himself valuable to the home.
Right.
My brother
he was
lived
a
at
drain
home with our mother well into his 30s. But they were both working. They were both paying bills. They had their own room. They went out drinking together. They were drinking. But the bottom line is...
It's one thing if you are part of the household and contributing.
Yes.
Even when kids are younger, they need to do chores to their part.
Absolutely.
And apparently he didn't do anything either. He
didn't do shit.
Yeah.
He didn't even get a haircut, for heaven's sake.
See, why would he want to leave? He didn't have to do anything and everything was taken care of.
And then they're so shocked. Well, what do you mean you don't want me around? Well, on one article I read, they barely spoke to each other.
Correct.
Why would you have that around? You know, be a part. Make it better because you're there.
And in the news video, he referred to his parents as those people.
That's son of...
John says, the road was wet. They went through the center divider, then hit the parking lot spinning around and around, and finally got stopped about 5 feet from the store. The cops are helping him now. Ian says
That's
drinking
scary.
angry causes bad decisions like drinking past blue ribbon.
True.
And thank you for your
good one,
input,
Ian.
Bob says chores are racist implies slavery.
Chores are racist.
Gosh, I wish I thought of that when I was a kid. No, I wouldn't. Wouldn't be able to sit down to this day.
One more feeding Ed could tell us about.
When I teach kids, I tell them, you know, your life is simple. You're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're part of the problem, you don't get invited to parties.
True.
It's that easy.
Max throws in, my brother was allowed to live on one of my mother's properties, and I set it up for him to only pay $200 a month, and he refused. We had to actually evict him. Here's the bottom line. If you're a bottom feeder and you're using people, fuck you, evict. If you're contributing and it's an agreeable situation, I've told my son, I don't want you living at home. But if you're living at home and contributing and we're getting along, I don't have a problem with it, actually. I love hanging out with you, and I want to continue to do that. But if you're sitting here playing video games on my couch, oh, the fuck no.
Oh my God, do some laundry. Fuck it, clean the
I went
kitchen.
home after I got out of service, moved back home, mom and dad, but that was my dad's rule. If you're going to be at home, you're going to pay rent.
Right.
He didn't care what the fuck it was. I paid rent to my mom. He never knew how much I gave her. But if you're going to be at home, you're going to pay rent. And, you know, I did. Couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there.
I wasn't charged rent, but I didn't break into my father's liquor cabinet. I did laundry. I cleaned the kitchen. I built raised flower beds out of brick. I did yard work, whatever they needed. Whatever needed to be done or I didn't know about, they told me I'd do it.
Right.
It's just part of being a family, being a responsible adult.
Yeah, yeah.
I find it shocking when people say, well, I wasn't given everything. I did nothing, and they want me gone. Surprise.
Yeah, that was
And
definitely...
people defend him.
I wish my parents had paid me to leave.
Oh,
Hell, they could pay me to leave right now if they want. I don't
Yeah,
care.
no shit.
I'm open to...
I wish someone was giving me $1,100 to go live somewhere. That'd be fabulous.
I just want to put this out there. Anybody on this show that wants me to fuck off, just send the $1,100 and I will not live in your house. Guaranteed.
You heard it now. That's all it's going to take.
Think it's because we put others in front of our own needs, says John. There is that, but there's also the opposite side. If you put others before your needs, they need to do the same for you. Otherwise, you're now a doormat and being used. It needs to be reciprocal, symbiotic. Not just one person taking advantage of the other. That's just shit.
And you could put the other person before yourself if they are your infant child, but if they are your 30-year-old child living in your house doing nothing, no.
What were you saying, Elizabeth?
I was going to say, life is what you put into it, what you do for others. It's not about what you ingest or do for yourself. It's what you give and leave behind. Try that.
There you go.
You won't have a problem with depression if you put others before yourself.
And you get a sense of fulfillment, a sense of productivity.
But on that also, you shouldn't put everyone before yourself where it endangers you.
Correct.
And you don't get what you need. So,
Well
balance.
You know, sitting here listening to this, I'm starting to get pissed off because when I left the service and moved back home, I used to buy groceries all the fucking time, but I never ate at home. What the fuck?
Maybe you should have bought better stuff.
Yeah.
Not teaching your children how to be responsible is child abuse. But sure the hell doesn't prepare them to move the hell out and be on their own.
We're not allowed to teach them how to be responsible anymore.
Because it's racist.
But here's the thing: people don't want to teach their kids. They want the school or wherever to teach them, but then they don't want them to teach them.
Yeah.
What?
Apparently not. You can't even tell them don't say ain't.
No, everybody wants to be their kid's best friend. They don't want to be a bad guy, you know. If your kids don't hate you, you're doing it wrong.
Well, kids need to be taught how to do things. They don't just get that knowledge. And they're not always going to like you when you teach them.
True story.
Been there, done that.
John says, I have a child correction device. It looks like a plastic bag.
I saw the warning on the side of that correction device.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah, you just can't use it on others. Or on yourself. I think that's illegal too. Unless if it's sex, then that's different.
It says do not place over your head, but it doesn't say anything about others.
Which head?
Exactly.
Well, that definitely could be child protection if you used it that way.
But you know, kids long for it. And I use this example at school. You know, there's a section of the lunchroom when we're waiting to go upstairs, and there's these girls, and they're just, you know, they're fifth grade. They're dumb. And they have their cell phones out, and it's school policy to not to have the cell phones out. So when I first started, for the first 3 weeks, I had to constantly tell them, put your cell phone away. No, not in your pocket. No, not in your lap. Put it in your bag. Why? And I had to go through the rigmarole. And the first 3 weeks, I thought I was going to get shanked. And now when they see me, they're happy to see me. They're thrilled because they know I'm the one that follows the rules. I'm the one that can be counted on. Kids are like that. Kids are like dogs. They need someone they can count on that will help them follow the rules because life is overwhelming and they're lost. And they don't need another best friend. They don't need someone else to let them down. They need someone consistent.
Now, I'm the parent coming to school tomorrow saying, I just saw this bitch on Talk of the Tavern last night, and she called my fucking kid a dog.
I didn't say dog, I said bitch.
No, because they're like dogs.
Well,
kids be tripping.
Kids be tripping.
Because they're bitches.
But they're always tripping. It's up to us to marinate them in love and beat the evil out of them.
All right, guys, 10 minutes. Let's fill up this fucking cup, damn it.
Fill up the cup!
All right. Challenge accepted.
There we go. I'm saving the last little bit of my cup for the closing toasts. It's,
If that cup gets filled up, I'll slam the next 40.
Oh my goodness. No, let me clarify. If the cup is filled up or if our monthly bit goal is filled up, because there's a huge...
If our bit goal is filled up, I'll take off this.
Oh.
Shit, I need to get some bits. Do you accept PayPal?
You're funny, Ed.
Yes.
I love you.
There's Bob. Thank you, Bob.
Yes. All right.
Here we go.
It's at 51%, right? Oh, 53% now.
Thanks to Bob. So there you go. Fill the cup, Elizabeth chugs. Fill the bit bar down below, which resets at the end of the week. Fill the bit bar, and Andrea's removing the tank top. We're just going to sit here quietly for the rest of the show.
They're not going to get that bit bar filled up. So.
No. It's, I want to say that's going to be like $120 to get that filled at this point in time. Or
we don't need to talk.
No, I'm giving them a number so they throw it in there.
Encourage them. Make it last. Make it last.
Oh, I can make it last, all right.
We're such old.
Oh my goodness.
If you're gonna do right all night, kind of woman. All right.
Gotta be a do right all night, man.
Yeah.
We do a whole show of Ed and Elizabeth duets.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we so need to do karaoke.
Okay, well, we need people for our audio drama. That's great. We need you to. Oh, and here comes the thing on this audio drama submissions. It is 1 scene, 4 characters, with 1 narrator, and it'll be in a pub or a bar. Do one so Elizabeth and Ed can sing.
Yeah, make it a musical.
Well, make it a musical.
On it. I'm already 2 pages in.
What you talking about, Andrea?
By the way,
you could be the narrator and sing the narration after.
Toei says best PBS pledge drive ever. And Skipper, Bob, thank you for the bits. We're working our way to filling the cup. I feel like talking, you know what I mean?
So what Toy is saying is Jerry Lewis could have got a whole lot of money if he'd taken off his shirt.
If he had Andrea.
Well, if you think this is entertaining, subscribe to my channel. I will be on June 1st. Who knows what'll happen?
Could be kitties, could be titties. Oh, hold on.
Coming off.
By the way, Elizabeth, so
Yes, sir.
I named the refill break, the first one I did, refill break, so I know what to click on to turn it on. The second one, yours, I had to name it something similar, so I named it Refill Elizabeth.
Let's go. I'm gonna start. I'm waiting for the highest views occur on Facebook on Wednesdays, especially around between 11 and like 4. So that's when I'm going to share that little tidbit and get it out there for you. But I've been, we'll get it out there. Okay. I'm making more, baby.
Yay!
No.
No.
You got to fill the bar, Bob.
Oh wait, 250 what? Is that 250
$250 for a single and
now by the way, if that's
is it
dollars,
250 US dollars? Or is that bits?
Is that bits or dollars, Bob?
Thank you, Jamie.
If it's dollars, we've all got to take our shirt off.
If it's $500, hell, I'll take my shirt off.
Just at the idea, I've already taken off my pants.
Because I know somebody would pay me $1,000 to put it back on.
Bitch, you bastards.
Hey, you can't blame us for trying.
Welcome to Third Hour, where we whore ourselves out for you cheap-ass entertainment.
I do have to comment on this because we started talking about the women getting undressed, and we dropped from 16 viewers to 11 viewers. It sort of reminds me of a story of a guy I know. Bob knows him also. His name was Greg. Greg came out to the house to a party one time. I had a roommate at the time. You met her, Travis. Had a roommate at the time. She's here. Another friend of ours is here. Another female friend of ours is here. Three female friends of ours here. Greg's a brother. He comes out here to the house to a party. At a party at Ed's house at around 7 or 7:30, people are getting naked and getting in the hot tub. I warn you.
Yeah.
The girls come in the house. They put their sarongs on. They come back out ready to get in the hot tub. Greg, a brother, he leaves.
Oh. Okay.
And then he goes back and tells Bob, I had to leave, man. They was getting ready to make ass soup.
I like ass soup. I happen to be a connoisseur of ass soup.
Well, sweetie, next time you're down, drop on by and we'll make some ass soup together.
All right, cheers. I'll do that. I once was a chef of the soup. I had a home with a hot tub in California. And it was full up, buck naked, and an earthquake hit. And we were in this barrel, screaming and yelling, yeah! It was fabulous.
By the way, I want to do a quick shout out to Lady Orange. Thank you for joining us and rating us, and thank you for sticking around. Appreciate that. Here's to you.
Now you see what we send your way.
Yeah, she's like, damn, these are the people that raid me?
Welcome, and we're so sorry. This is why we behave when we show up at your place. Refill, Elizabeth. You go ahead, Andrea.
Refill Elizabeth with anything but pets.
There we go.
Can you send booze through the mail?
Can you send what through the mail?
Alcohol through the mail legally.
Yeah, you can.
Sweetie, please message me your address later because we can't have that going on the show.
We have a reputation.
Yeah, we do. Controversial. That's what we are. Thank you, Skipper. And by the way, Lady Orange, if anybody likes very cool, laid-back music, check out Lady Orange's channel. I put the link there in the chat. Follow her. Check her out. Very welcoming, very laid-back, relaxed, good environment. So definitely recommend that. And speaking of which, who we got? Raid tonight. Let me see who we got that's awake and hopefully not logging off the same time we are. We got Geeks IRL, Bella Darling, and Brownie Bear. Playing with viewers' song request on for Brownie Bear. They have the least amount of viewers. Maybe pop a word at Brownie Bear. We don't hit Brownie Bear much.
I'm waiting to see if the cup is filled.
Thank you, Bob. Is the cup filled?
Oh, my cups are filled.
Got it.
Oh.
Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
Is it filled? Is she going to chug that horrible...
No. Oh, no, I have an extra special one for that.
Oh,
well,
good.
Don't tell me Milwaukee's best, please.
It's even worse. Even worse.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is truly what I do, what I take for the team.
She'll take a beer for the team. There's a trooper.
It's probably Slits Malt Liquor Bowl.
Oh, it's awful.
What's worse than Pabst Blue Ribbon? I'm curious.
The Beast.
Rolling down the rock.
Oh, no.
Usually I could get like a Carlsberg or something, but the Latinos, it's football right now, and they bought up everything. There was nothing. We did this or well. Pabst Blue Ribbon or Bud Light. I mean, or Modelo. I
would have gone with Modelo.
Yeah. Yeah. Warm weather climates do not make good beer unless it's Africa and their Guinness there is phenomenal.
Really?
Or the extra foreign stout is made in Africa.
John just said, one of the cops just asked, what the fuck I'm watching? Here's to our boys in blue. Keep it safe out there.
Here.
There we go. Want their badge numbers? Just give them one of our cards, John.
We need to make Talk of the Tavern mugs.
Yeah.
We have them. They're on the Cafe Press site.
We have them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll go get the link.
Well, no, I gotta wait till I get this financial situation figured out, and then I'll be buying a whole bunch.
Well, what we'll do is have people purchase them for you.
Oh.
So she can have some good beer instead of whatever the hell that is she's drinking. We gotta fix this.
Chill. Shit.
Hold on a second. I gotta. Let's see. Where's my. Oh, you know what the easy way to find it is? Go here. There we go. I know.
Talk of the
Just go there.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. It's a.
We need a closing toast before we raid.
We do.
Because it's 10:59.
Oh. Shit. Time to go.
Time is fast. Here's the reasonable discussion about what we should have already fucking known.
Here.
Okay, let me grab this person that we're gonna rate. Let me refresh and make sure they're still on. And then we will
make sure you ask questions before you grab them.
That's good. So I'm gonna set that raid up, and we're gonna do this and that, and it's rolling. And here's some outro music. Good night, Toey.
You are the one
Thanks
thing
for
that makes
hanging
the
out
show
with the
what
whole
it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day, and steamy dreams every night.